Yeah, well, yeah. So his job is to like prevent cheating and make sure everything works properly.
So wait, no,
but then when people start interfering in the tournament, like so all the stuff outside of the tournament, like the Scorpion Sub-Zero thing on the boat or the Goro thing in this movie, that stuff he's perfectly able to do that because it's not in the tournament. That's not him interfering with the tournament. He's preventing interference in a way.
But it's still cheating. Like that's still against the rules of the tournament.
But the tournament hasn't started yet.
Yeah,
it's still against the rules. Like you can't kill the Earth if they're chosen. If they're chosen and the tournament hasn't started yet, and you're trying to kill them before the tournament starts, that's against the rules. Go ahead,
Russ. Let me talk about something here. Okay. Honestly, this debate could be solved within a fraction of a second.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what you guys can come out of your asses because I thought it'd be pretty entertaining. Because Brusk, you are factually wrong.
Okay.
I guess I am too, then.
From what I've seen from reviews.
Wait, hold on. I saw this dumb fuck comment. The problem is the characters. Johnny's personality shouldn't be the funny guy. What the fuck? That's his entire point. That's the point. The entire point of the fucking goddamn character. He is the funny guy. What the fuck are you talking about,
that is a pretty
motherfucker? I'm gonna ban that guy right now. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Okay, so I'm not gonna really do like a special intro. Probably like if depending if this goes on too long or not, this will probably be the start of the video of when it goes. But welcome everybody. Welcome to the Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge debate. We are, instead of it being a 1v3, it's going to be 2v2 because we actually have somebody that can defend and back me up this time around. So we're gonna be debating just Scorpion's Revenge, whether or not it was, whether or not it's good or whatever it was, what's good and what's bad. If we can find something that we can agree with, we're just gonna be discussing it. It's the reason why it's not a discussion and more of like a debate is mainly, or at least for now, mainly because that we have like two like actual opposing like views. Like two people don't like it, two people do like it. Me and TrueUnderDawg do like the movie. 4thSnake and Sonic do not like the movie. So this all kind of sparked when I reacted to Sonic's video, his Scorpion's Revenge sucks video, and I made counterpoints, I was playing Lego Star Wars in the background and all that, and then he asked like, hey, I think you got some things wrong. There's some things you didn't understand, and if we could talk about it, we could talk about it. We talked about it. We said, all right, let's set it up, and we got everybody else back on board to join us for the discussion or join us for the debate. And so, so how this going to be debate work is going to be, we're going to do 2 minutes max of opening statements, kind of our introductions. And then Sonic is going to state what he thinks that I got wrong, what I think I understand, and then what he thinks I didn't understand from my review of his video. And then we'll just go from there, and then we'll do our closing statements. Pretty simple stuff. Okay, so who wants to start with the opening statements? It doesn't have to be long. You don't have to use up all 2 minutes.
I'll go last. I have something special.
Okay.
Okay. These opening statements, they're kind of like just us introducing ourselves, right?
Introducing yourself or...
Because we're defending
the movie. You can shit talk us. Right? You can shit talk us.
You can shit talk,
right.
Yeah, it's fine. Yep.
So just to get myself in the right state of mind and make sure that I was angry and disgruntled this morning, I made sure to show up 5 minutes late to McDonald's breakfast. That way I missed it. And now I'm like super upset. I'm in the perfect state of mind, and I'm very happy to be allied with Brusk this time. He's a fantastic ally and a terrifying opponent, so I'm much happier to be on his side today. No one's going to stop this deadly alliance, especially not some scaly and, like, lore scholar, both of which don't even know Ermac's last name.
Actually, it's two scalies, mind you.
Oh.
Who's the
Sorry
second?
for not knowing your furry terminology, you weeb.
You're the one who started this scale. We have a weeb now? Okay.
Okay. And is that it?
I guess it's Snake's turn.
Okay, all right.
Go, my comrade in arms. You got this.
Well, as you can see, I'm a big fan of the 3D era of Mortal Kombat. Which was Ben MK was good, unlike now, where anything that comes out is bad, like this new movie. I think anyone who likes this movie has bad taste. They may have some good taste somewhere else, but as far as MK stuff, bad taste. I cannot I don't know where this bit's going. I'm just going to stop. Hi, I'm Snake, and I guess we're moving over to Brusk now, because I had a bit planned, but I forgot what it was. So, Brusk, please save me, please.
Okay, so
Snake, you did good. You did good.
I mean, hey, I'm BruskPoet. This is hosted on my channel. Nobody needs to know who I am. So I understand that a lot of the things, especially in regards to storytelling, Mortal Kombat has just never been in a really great state. Everybody knows my opinions on MK9. I don't think MK9 is that great of a story. I think it's pretty bad. MKX pretty okay-ish. I think it's better. It's definitely an improvement over 9. 11, the writing goes down. I was still pretty entertained. The movie came out, 2021 movie, came out pretty bad. I mean, that came after Scorpion's Revenge. But after so many like characterizations that were just either wasted or just never done right, or just character mishandlings and stuff, there's been, after so many years of experiencing that with Mortal Kombat in the Mortal Kombat franchise, Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge, I think, largely fixes that and sort of reverses course and kind of brings back the spirit of Mortal Kombat, like what Mortal Kombat is really about. Largely, it does that. And I do believe that the movie does have problems. Flaws that I have always like acknowledged. Flaws that I've always said that are pretty, I can understand why they're problems, but compared to the good stuff that was in the movie, I think it is very minimal. I think it's very minimal and not super, counterintuitive to the movie and make it good, or what makes it good. I didn't prepare for this opening statement, even though I said this is what we would do. But I'm just saying, the good in general, the good outweighs the bad. Is there bad? Yes. Can we talk about it? Yes. And I acknowledge it. Yes. But I think overall it does more good than bad.
I remembered what I was going to say. Oh no. No. Oh my God. No. No.
It's okay.
No.
It's okay, Snake. Let me go first.
I remember. So I think going into this, I think everyone would expect us to go back and rewatch the movie to refresh our minds about what happened in the film, so we can look at it and say, well, I remember this now. I can say this about it. I didn't, because I don't want to watch the movie again. So I did what most people in the YouTube sphere do, and I rewatched someone else's video, which was Sonic's in this case, and I will now proceed to regurgitate his opinions as if they are my own. That's what everyone on YouTube does.
Oh, I'm very touched by that. Thank you, my comrade in arms.
Yeah, that bit was totally worth the wait. I apologize.
Hell yeah. All right, I guess that leaves me now. So I know we're supposed to be in a debate mind. We're supposed to be like hoo-hoo-ha, like take that kind of a stuff. But I actually like to take this moment to be a little... I'm going to make this a little more sentimental, because I kind of want to make this sort of like the origins as to how I met like BruskPoet. So essentially, 2020, I kind of just knew BruskPoet because you did reactions to my MK11 Sucks videos. And like, I've got that recommended to me and people send me that. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, BruskPoet has been like big YouTubers reacting to my videos. I thought that was pretty nice. And then in 2021, after I released my Scorpion's Revenge review, I got a couple of comments of people saying like, yo, like BruskPoet and SonicHaXD are gonna have like drama. Oh, they got like controversies going on within them. It's like and back then, I didn't really know you. So when I got these comments, I was thinking like, are we gonna have beef or something? I wasn't really too sure. 1 week later, Brusk, you DM'd me and asked if you wanted me to like watch MK 2021 with you, and I was like, okay. And that's how I met you. I thought, oh, you're a pretty chill guy, and like it's actually quite nice to like hang out with you and all that kind of stuff. And so a year and a half later, here we are, gonna finally do the drama, basically. So I think
do
this
the
is
drama. See, here's
the drama.
Here's one thing that I want, like before, like. You're done, right? Like that's what you had to say? I didn't want to interrupt
you. Basically, other than that, I was just gonna say, like,
okay, finish. My bad.
like, again, like, even back then when you made the first reaction video, like I saw some of it, and a lot of the times I was just thinking like, no, like that's not what I meant, or like there's like a couple of things perhaps I didn't explain better. And I'm very excited that today I finally get to like show my part a bit more and I explain it a bit better. So like we can come to an understanding a bit more like what you just stated. So
yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I've been waiting for this for like a year and a half, honestly.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like it's an idea that we floated around for a while. But what I was saying is that here's one thing that I want people to keep in mind is that even though I would even when I watch like other people's videos and I like critique them and I say that's dumb, that's a dumb point, or I get mad, or like I'm just like I say anything, I don't hate the person. I don't hate you. All right, just because I think you said
totally
something dumb. Even in your mind you don't think you said anything dumb, but like even if I think that you said something dumb, that doesn't mean I hate you. A lot of people think that. A lot of people were commenting like, "Do you hate 4thSnake?" I mean, or "Do you hate fucking SonicHaXD?" Like, I just said that video was like. Why? It's a little harsh to say like it's dumb, but it's like
I know.
Dumb. That's such a like it's so like. So minimal to what I can say if I did actually hate you. So like, yeah. It's not. I know you don't. I know you don't know. I know you understand that, but other people,
for sure.
other people need to probably get that into their minds, because like anytime I say anything that goes against another YouTuber saying or another person saying in general, they think that I hate them. I'm like, that's just not true. That's just not true. I don't.
Where any opposing opinion is hatred.
Yeah, I'm just like, why the fuck? Why the fuck? Okay, but anyways,
we're all friends here. We have disagreements about a lot of stuff. This is probably like arguably the most contentious thing between the four of us. Like, this movie.
Yeah.
But even if I disagree with these two of these guys, like we're all still friends. We might go, well, that opinion is kind of dumb, but we don't mean anything too harsh. I mean. It's one of those things about banter is if you're not in the loop, it comes off way harsher than it actually is.
Yeah.
I literally wouldn't debate if I like. Okay, cool.
You and your robot voice can burn in the nether realm. All right. You and your
I'm trying. I'm trying to escape from that, but like my fans like that too much, so I just can't stop using it now.
Okay, so now that we got our introductions out, I think we should probably get started on just the things that Sonic thinks that I got wrong, or because this whole thing started kind of just between us, and then you guys just came along because you know it would be. I
grabbed them, yeah. I was just like, let's grab them in for fun.
It'd be a lot more fun. So like, yeah, like
we got caught in the crossfire. We had nothing to do with this, but now it's been made personal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but so like. Yeah, but go ahead, Sonic. Let me know exactly, like, if you made a list or like whatever it is. Just let me know exactly what it is that you want to talk about. Go ahead.
Okay. I do have like some stuff. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna take the lead on this, but like I'm glad I am because I do have like
it's your video,
some stuff prepared, basically. Yeah. So it should be fun. Let me start by saying, like, let me start by throwing in a bone. Is that how you say it? Like throwing in like giving you some points or something. But let me start by saying this essentially, like the positives of the movie. I think like the action, the animation, the gore is excellent, and I really have no negatives. Like everything that I'm complaining about the movie has nothing to do with that. Like that is like the pinnacle, like the best part of the movie is that. And I think it's even that's the part of it that actually like surpasses some of the other MK movies as we currently have. But I thought I'd mention that first. Great action choreography. It's still like great gore, like all that kind of stuff, basically.
So in essence, you are fine with the style. It's the substance you take issue with.
My issue is with the story and with the characters, definitely. But action, very solid. Do you agree with me on that, Snake, or do you have like a different opinion?
I don't much care for the animation, but I think it's just a general issue I have with most like, animated fights. I feel like maybe just an old man, and I struggle to keep up with some of the faster ones. Like I've seen shots from like the new Ruby anime, and I'm like, what is even happening here?
Oh.
You're not alone in that. I'm an animator, and I still thought some of those shots where the camera spins are a bit ridiculous. Yeah.
I'd say that
the stick figure 3D.
I don't think this one has like as bad animation problems as like sliding Shang Tsung from the next film.
Yeah.
Popsicle Shang Tsung.
I don't have an issue with the animation. I'd say it's fine for what it is from my perspective. So I don't really have an issue with it. So that's maybe the highest praise we're going to give the film, other than like some of the voice acting. But we'll see how it goes.
I think you're both full of shit, Sonic. You're just mad that your reptile daddy got killed. And you know what, 4thSnake, you're just an angry old man.
Something.
All right? We're both now.
I'm an angry 30-year-old geriatric. This is true.
I'm approaching it. I'm close. I'm knocking on the 30-year-old door.
30-year-old just means boomer now in this age, this day and age, I guess.
Why come on in? There's plenty of room.
Oh, this back just showed up out of nowhere. What's going on?
That creaky sound the door makes, your bones will make that sound.
Hey, remember, guys, when I said that I would keep tracking if we're going on tangents? I think this is the first. I think this is the start.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't mean to be a dickhead, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All this culminates to at least a 5 out of 10 for me for this movie because of everything, all this positive, basically. Like, I think it's I think this part of it is a little bit lacking in Battle of the Realms, because like in Battle of the Realms, it's like every 5 minutes I could point out a mistake in the animation and stuff like that. But like in Scorpion's Revenge, like even the weaker fights are still better than Battle of the Realms, in my opinion. Which, yeah. Anyways, I should have ran about Battle of the Realms.
it has fights. Like, Battle of the Realms is just like a few very brief exchanges, and that's it. Whereas here it's like actual proper fights. It's just, yeah. So basically, we could all agree. If nothing else, we can all agree, we're all united. This film's better than its sequel. We can all agree on that, yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, we are united. Yes. We have friends.
Woohoo! Yay!
Hey, friendship again.
But yeah, I thought we just threw that out first. The positive of the movie, like best parts of the movie, right there. Throw that out for you guys. I guess I'll continue now. Now we'll get to the.
Well, we still haven't got. We still haven't got. Yeah, we need to get into something that we can discuss. Yeah, so like, cause like.
Let's get into the meat now. Yeah. I have a pretty interesting thing to talk about right here. So, I'm assuming, because since you all watched my videos, so this might help out, like explaining what's going on here. But I'd like to give like a bit of an insight as to how I make my videos. Essentially, I will start the video by talking about the movie and going through it, and then I'll end it with like a general review of it. And now, during like when I'm talking about the video and like going through the movie, not everything that I talk about or say is like legitimately how I like feel, or like if I'm downgrading a movie. Essentially what I'm saying is like, if I mention something, I won't tell you exactly if that was like a nitpick, if I really had an issue with it, or if it's just a joke, basically. So like, for example, in the very beginning of the movie, when Raiden, like...
Did you say the voice is
like
amazing?
When Liu Kang does like the meditating, and Raiden like ambushes him to like kind of catch him off guard and stuff like that. And I say like, when he reveals it's Raiden, and like Liu Kang's really shocked, like, oh my gosh, Raiden, I'm so sorry. I'm like, seriously? Could you not really tell he had like the lightnings in his eyes and stuff like that? That's a nitpick, but at the same time, it doesn't really like downgrade my opinion about the movie that much. It's just like, it's a small thing, but I thought it would be funny to like point it out and stuff like that. So like, there's a couple of those in the review that I have that I don't really care about. But like, in Brusk, your reaction, you do like try to defend like most of it, but even like it's not like something that like downgrades the movie as a whole, basically.
Yeah, and I know what you're saying. I don't want to cut off your point or anything like that. I know you have more things to say.
You can but like, in here.
But like, I think I should also like we should be clear that I think I said, or I made it appear like I didn't know exactly when you're joking and when you're not. And two, yeah. Like I will try to like point out like, oh, he could be joking, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. So I'll point that out on my end.
And the other example, like another example I have is like in the video after like when like Liu Kang spares Kitana, like that was like a highlight in the beginning of your video. You kind of pointed out like, I stated that Liu Kang was like simping for Katana. You remember that part, right?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Okay.
That was just completely a joke for that scene.
Okay.
So, in fact, I think Katana simps for Liu Kang a little bit more in that scene, in my opinion. But essentially, like a lot of the videos, like kind of have a lot of these like either smaller nitpicks that, like even like that lightning thing I just explained. It's like I would if I made the movie, I'd probably do that too. It's like it's just like a small thing, or it's a joke. Like the scene where I did afterwards, where I mentioned like Reptile and Baraka are like holding back, so that way like they wouldn't kill like Sonya or Johnny. It's like, oh, you can see right here, like they totally would have died and stuff like that. Like that's a funny thing that I kind of pointed out, but that's definitely also just a joke. Like that's totally just like a joke in the movie.
Okay.
All right.
Points you refute or not? These aren't the actual points yet.
No, these aren't the points.
I guess not, because I'm just pointing out like a little opinions. Hold up a sec. I got my notebook here. I got I got like a listed out here.
Clues.
Yeah, bringing out the notebook, guys. What should I talk about? Here's a small thing. We could debate about this, but again, I don't really care. But I do think it's kind of funny. I want to bring up the force field, and I kind of want to like get your general opinions about this part because, so for context. In like the beginning of the tournament, like when Goro was fighting like Jax, there's a little force field around him.
Yeah.
And like when I watched that scene, I was just like, why? Why is there a force field here, basically? And I kind of just pointed that out. Yo, what's up, dog?
I know why it's there.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't know if you were going to elaborate on your statement, but I know why it's there.
That's all I was going to say anyways. I was going to let you guys talk here.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's not explained, unfortunately, and it should be, but I know what they were thinking with it, because the Lin Kuei are there. Like, they're already helping with that tournament, like Sub-Zero's there. It's just Lin Kuei technology.
Well, I said it was Black Dragon technology. I don't. It's either one. Yeah.
I don't think it matters whose technology it was or not. It was basically I mean, it's very much implied that it was a force field to try to like prevent you from like even getting close to the champion of the defending champion Mortal Kombat, because like you run the risk of like somebody going up there and trying to kill the champion like before the tournament even starts, because that was before the tournament started. So like
in the middle of a fight, you could like throw a plate at someone's head, like the back of their head.
Well, the whole thing was that the tournament didn't start and the defending champion is right there. Obviously, you would have some sort of defense. Like that's just like.
Yeah, the reason I say it's Lin Kuei technology is because it's clearly not magic. They're like perfect hexagons. Like it looks very.
It's technology, yeah.
That's why I do think it's Lin Kuei, because I mean, if they can make entire cyborg and ninja armies, I seriously doubt a force field is outside of their means.
Yeah, and
I assume that's how they did it. They should have stated it. Like it would have been cool if Shang Tsung was like, "I'm liking the Lin Kuei's like addition to my tournament" or something, but
something like that. But like, it's a small thing, of course. I just thought it was weird because like. I don't know, in like every other MK game, I don't think they really needed a force field to like stop people. Like even in the '95 movie, it's not like even when Arlene was getting killed by Goro, it's not like they had to like stop Johnny
from a boxing ring kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That's because none of them were
Battle of the Realms.
That's because none of them were trying to like.
Was being killed.
That's because none of them were trying to like interfere in the tournament, or like nobody was ever trying to like kill Goro premature to when the tournament started. So. Yeah, like that. You never.
Maybe they wanted to do that. Maybe they wanted to, Sonic. Maybe they wanted to have a cool sci-fi like force field in the original film, but the budget just wasn't there. But in animation, you can do like literally anything. So that's probably why they're like, oh, let's just go ahead and do it. But I do like how you both brought up the movies, because now I realized old films have Sonya being like, no, like that's the person.
Twice, twice.
Yeah, like
she did it again in Battle of the Realms. She did it again in Battle of the Realms too. When Johnny was getting beat, no.
Well, at least Sonya had a reason to say that. But like when Sonya was saying that to Arlene, like she had no reason to like say no, like that's Johnny's friend, not yours.
We had dinner one scene.
Now, if I'm being charitable to 95,
it's probably friendship.
If I'm being charitable to 95, she's probably saying no because like their team is losing a fighter, so like maybe she's saying no because of that. So, but yeah.
Probably, yeah, something like that.
Anyways, we're going on a tangent. Keep going on your things.
Yeah. So again, it's a small thing, the force field, like in that scene. By the way, Brusk, in okay, I might be misremembering here, but that's what you stated in my like review. But a year ago, when I brought this issue up, you stated so that Shang Tsung wouldn't be able to get assassinated. You stated Shang Tsung, not Goro.
It could be both because like they were in the same area. So like having a force like the force field is protecting both Shang Tsung and Goro. So it could be both. But yeah, I mean like if I were to like die on if I were to die on whatever hill, it would probably be to defend the champion. Just let the force field be there to defend the champion before this tournament starts.
Now, essentially, I'm bringing this up is because I bring up the force field like a second time in my review, and that's when Goro gets killed off.
Yeah.
After that happens, I'm like, okay, where's the force field now?
I think it was like before there because there was a crowd, and that's it. There's not a crowd later, so they're probably thinking, oh, Goro can handle a 1v1 or a 10v1, but like there's an army of people in that room.
And it probably didn't go up because the tournament has already started. It probably didn't go up because the tournament already started, number one, and number two, probably because the whole point of the tournament is to get to Goro. Whoever gets the Goro is free reign to do whatever the fuck they want, because that was the point, is to get to the champion and defeat him.
Well, so. Essentially, actually, like, oh no, I'm just saying. Basically, I just think it's funny that it's like you had it there, but you didn't have it at the Goro fight. But I kind of get where you guys are coming from this aspect.
You see, Sonic, you don't watch enough Rick and Morty, because what actually happened was the force field expanded around the entire island, and then like a match in Fortnite, it was like slowly shrinking.
Oh, that's the force field! Oh my gosh, that's the Battle Royale force field. I never thought of that.
yeah, just the Battle Royale force field.
Very cute.
Brain.
I think it would have been cool if they'd actually had like a brief bit where there's some kind of generator for the force fields, like being manned by Lin Kuei or Black Dragon. You see the guys manning it getting killed very swiftly, and it's like as if to shut the force field down, as if Scorpion's killing that guy so he can go in and do it. I mean, that probably raises some questions like, how does he know where the force field is, or how do you know that something was? No, I think when you establish that there is a force field to keep people from interfering in a fight between these two characters, and one of those characters is in a fight later in which someone interferes, there should be some kind of explanation. I mean, we know the real reason it was done that way is because the force field's there the first time because there's no reasonable way Sonya wouldn't try and interfere to save Jax.
Yeah.
And then with the second instance, they wanted to have this cool bit where Scorpion kills Goro by surprise. So they couldn't have the force field there, but if you're going to have it in one scene and not the other, you should have some justification for it not being there. Or alternatively, find another way to have Sonya not interfere. Like some big dude.
Have people grab her. Just have people grab her.
Oh no, not full MK11 where she's being held back by like two people.
Two cyborgs.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was like squiggling around, like just like was so weak. It was so weak.
Whole entire chapter.
She was like that.
I mean, Sonya's always been like, at least since '95, because Shang Tsung held her like by her hair, I think, and like that was it. He just had her. It's like she lost all her powers. It's like early Wonder Woman, where if Wonder Woman's like hands are bound by a man, she loses all of her powers.
Yeah, if like, tied up at all, she can't do anything. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's literally what the powers were in the Golden Age, because Wonder Woman was all about the bondage stuff. But moving on, to get back on track.
Anyway, we don't need to segue into that.
It's really a small thing. I just thought it's funny to bring it up. I don't really mind that hugely. It's just a little irritating. I'm like, force field. It's never really been done in the MK series, but we have to have it here. One last thing. The third time I mentioned the force field is when Scorpion kind of holds Shang Tsung hostage, and then both times you didn't really say anything about that, Brusk, but I did find it funny that you did say that the force field was there to protect Shang Tsung in the first version.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
well, to be fair, the first time it's like, well, all these warriors there, someone could be tough enough to take out Shang Tsung, whereas at the end it's like he doesn't expect Quan Chi to be able to do anything because Quan Chi's a complete fuck up who pours poison 2 feet away from him. So he's thinking, this chuckle fuck, nah, I'll be fine. He doesn't. When the Scorpion's dead, so he doesn't expect Scorpion to come back, but then he does. Why am I? What's happening?
I think to go on that.
He did this to me.
I think.
Why do you have that if you hate him?
I think if we're gonna talk about this, I think we're gonna talk about this the force field point. I think I did. Well, obviously, I think the more up to date point that I have, the more up-to-date opinion that I have, more up-to-date explanation, view, whatever it is probably the one you should probably go with. Because I think,
I'm just bringing that up because I thought it was funny because you had that before.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah.
It's a small thing. I just thought it's kind of funny to like mention it. Like the other thing, this isn't really a debate, but I thought I'd mention this part too. When I'm kind of mentioning the whole backstory about like the Great Kung Lao and how he got defeated by Goro and stuff like that. I don't think we will come up with a really great answer for this, but I just thought it's interesting to like talk about it. Do you know what happened back then? Like, was it just like Goro defeated the Great Kung Lao, but Shang Tsung made it look like he did in that like whole PowerPoint presentation?
What are you trying to say? Like, what do you mean? Like,
I think in Scorpion's Revenge, he summarizes the tournament, but in like the flashback that he shows, it's Shang Tsung defeating Kung Lao.
Well, Shang doesn't defeat Lao. It shows Shang fighting Lao, but Goro is the one who killed him.
Yeah, you get one shot.
You see that, yeah.
Which did happen, by the way. That is lore accurate.
But it's just that you see Goro's armor. That's the only shot of him you see. So Sonic's point is, if you're not paying close enough attention to Goro, there it looks like Shang beats him. Especially since the next shot is him with the blood on his hand.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, you see a big old fucking Shokan arm on the side. Yeah.
But you see some miss if you're not looking for it. And also, Shang claims to be the winner of the tournament, so it's very easy for someone not familiar with the lore to.
Does he say that? Does he say he's the winner of the tournament, or I think he says he's the host?
He's the winner of 9 tournaments.
Yeah,
he won. That's what he said.
Which is true. He did win tournaments.
It is technically true, but it's
none of that tournament.
It probably could have done with like going back and like looking back over what they'd written just to make sure that it's a bit more clear. Because as it currently stands,
I guess we could.
Not the most.
But don't you think that makes perfect sense for Shang Tsung to do though?
I was gonna say that.
I was
gonna say that. I was gonna say that like Shang propping himself to make him look better than he actually is, or just making him just twisting, like not lying, but like just like twisting words just to make it seem that he's like that he's better or whatever the fuck. Like that's something that Shang Tsung would do.
I mean that does remind me of something else that I think about, is that in Jarek's Armageddon bio he claims Jack threw him off the cliff in MK4, but that would require Sonya to have been thrown off first, but there's never indication that she was thrown off the cliff. So my interpretation is that Jarek ran at Sonya, fell off the cliff, and then just fucking lied about it and said Jax threw him off, so he doesn't look so pathetic.
Oh. By the way, this isn't a complaint. I just think it's interesting to discuss about this because it's like Shang makes it look like he is like the big W guy. And I just thought that was an interesting point to point out.
Yeah, but like nothing in the flashback really like actually doesn't even break. Like even if they want to do their adaptation or their own version adaptation, that's fine. But they actually like point by point like accurately like show what like how it actually happened in the original timeline.
It is all accurate. It's just worded and shown in an odd way where it could be misleading. Although I will say this: I was genuinely shocked that the young Shang Tsung is not the one from MK9, because every other design for a character who was in 9 and X are from those games. But Shang's young form is MK3, which is just shocking that they did that.
It's kind of interesting, yeah, that they mentioned that.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they did like the Deadly Alliance. Well, it wasn't Deadly Alliance, but the Tobias comic one. But like, I was glad to even see that, like the MK3 looking.
Yeah, it's a cute reference.
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually kind of tough because like, I kind of wanted to save some of like the harder hitting questions for like later, but like, let's get into something a little more spicy.
Okay.
Essentially, I didn't really mention this in my own review, but like, the more I thought about it, the more I actually kind of like feel this way. All right, get ready to get a hard hitting ball right here. Raiden's not that great in my opinion. And I know, like Brusk is a huge fan of this version of Raiden, so that's why I thought it'd be kind of interesting to talk a little about this.
Well, there's a question: is Brusk a fan of this Raiden because of this movie, or because of the sequel where they expanded his character?
It's for this movie.
Both.
For both, really, but this movie too.
Both, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna mainly mention this movie because I actually do like Raiden in the next movie. So the concept of like this more emotionless, like godly figure in the movie is cool. I like the concept of that.
I wouldn't say he's
But to me-
emotionless, but yeah, go ahead. I mean,
I mean, like more like godly, like because he
Stoic.
does have some
I-
stoic. Thank you. Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
go ahead and finish your point. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So one thing I do kind of want to mention is like Raiden throughout the series, or okay, that's I'm just gonna focus this Raiden. I wanted to know like in terms of a mentor, what did he really like teach, or what did he bring out essentially in this like movie? Because like he's the mentor of like the Earthrealm like champions, but in my opinion, I don't really think he did like too much in terms of the guiding way. Okay, so what he does in the movie is essentially he talks about the struggles that Sonya has and that Johnny has and how they have to improve it to Liu Kang. But he never mentions it to them, essentially. But it's like it's their arc essentially in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He also does that thing for Scorpion in that one scene. Doesn't he get Scorpion to like not?
I honestly think
he does.
yeah,
He
I'll
does.
get to that in just a bit. Yeah.
Good.
He's trying.
But what I'm essentially saying is like this thing that Raiden is doing is like, okay, cool. Literally, if you said nothing, it wouldn't have mattered then because you don't say anything to Johnny and Sonya. You just let them do their own thing. Like, that's not. I don't know. I don't really think that does much for like Raiden as like a mentor character. Like you just like okay, just go ahead. You got this.
Maybe
Basically.
Raiden is kind of like the semi-omnipotent like person who already knows how the story is going to end to an extent, so he's kind of just watching it. Maybe. That's why he's like, I know what they have to do. And like, he trusts in Liu Kang.
That characteristic is definitely like present throughout like Raiden's character. I don't know if you're done with your point, Sonic, or not, but I guess I have a response if
I'll end it here for now because I might have more later. But I thought I'd just start it like that.
Well, first he does like very much like not mentor, but like he definitely like plants the seeds into Scorpion's mind to change his
yeah. Scorpion is like the only character he really like. He deliberately tells him you're a free man. Like that whole scene is the only part where I feel like he really gave like a mentoring thing. Mm-hmm. But for like the other three, well, you can argue Liu Kang himself is completely just taught by Raiden. But even then, it's not like really shown.
Raiden. Okay, so you see a scene of Raiden training with Liu Kang, and then Raiden telling him, "You're ready. I chose you for a reason," and all that kind of stuff. That's enough for you. That's enough of like something that Raiden would do. Like that's enough of Raiden like saying like, "Here, you got this. This is what you can do. We've been training for a long time." It's implied and all that kind of stuff. I believe that he was talking to. I believe that he was talking about how. I believe that he was talking in the scene where they were all resting in the forest in the tournament. I believe that was him talking about like how like how they could what lies ahead for them and to be prepared and all that kind of stuff. I think he was actually and then he was also teaching them like kind of like the rules about a little bit expanding a little bit more about what Mortal Kombat is about. So I don't know if I really agree. Yes. Like he was saying something about like how, hey, Sonya, you can't send your missiles here. Your missiles are like your missiles are useless. We're not on Earth and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he was expanding a little bit more on what the Mortal Kombat, how Mortal Kombat worked, but throughout the movie, he was sort of like kind of like, I don't know how do I say this, like letting them do their own thing and really like intervening when he really has to. Yeah. But he's not like telling them exactly what to do. He's not telling them exactly how to fight or like exactly what it is and all that kind of stuff. But he knows. He's wise enough to know exactly where they're headed, where they're gonna go, and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't really need. He's already stated that he's already stated it that much. He doesn't really need to tell them exactly what it is that they need to do. But he lets them do it, and he only intervenes he only intervenes when he like absolutely feels like he needs to.
And I wanted to add on to this too, Sonic, that writing for Raiden must be really difficult because theoretically he could solve most of the problems, even if he's not like fighting. he's been alive for so long, he likely has a good answer for like every problem you encounter, and he can teleport. So he could be fucking Navi from Legend of Zelda, where he pops up next to you and goes, "Listen, I know exactly how to beat this person. That thing you're fighting, a Zetarian, all right? He can turn invisible. He has acid spit." Then teleports away again. "Hey, this guy Goro got 4 arms." But I don't know, maybe it's like a blind spot or something. He could like know every single fact. He's like a walking encyclopedia, and he can teleport, and he's pretty much unkillable unless he's in the tournament, which makes you mortal, right? So I feel like the only way to write Raiden in a movie, this is what I'm saying, like, the only way to write Raiden in a movie is to have him be, like, stoic and speak very little. Because he could theoretically, if written, like, logically, would solve everyone's problems if he wasn't that, like...
Or have enough knowledge to do that. Because he's not... or have enough knowledge to, like, give the points. Because, like, when he was talking to, like, Scorpion... Like, it's very much implied by the way he speaks and all that kind of stuff. It very much implies that he's seen this before. He knows exactly what kind of, like, mission he's on. Because he's, you know, because he has this kind of knowledge and all that kind of stuff. But he's like, you know what? I've seen this before. Let me guess. You're on this kind of mission. Let me guess. This is what's going on. Let me just let you know. If this is what's going on, blah, 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 blah. Here are the seeds to plant. Like, you're a free man. You have the ability to do it.
For me,
that's all I'm gonna say.
The Scorpion scene was really the part that was only the only part in my opinion that Raiden really did any like mentoring or giving an arc on scene, because like everything else was much more just like even the later on scene when he shows up. I remember basically all he says is like, "Sonya, you can't shoot missiles. Go fight Goro. You got this, guys." Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't even think that's really needed because that's obviously like feels like that's what they're gonna do anyways.
Well, like, he was there warning. Well, no. He was there warning. He was there warning people, warning Sonya, Johnny.
More Black Dragons.
Yeah, the more Black Dragon were gonna come.
Well, they just okay, but I mean, like even early on, we see Scorpion handling a bunch of them. I feel like they know that
it's not his concern. It's not his concern. He's not there. He didn't pick. He didn't pick Liu Kang, Sonya, and Johnny. Those are his warriors. That's his concern. He's already dealt with Scorpion. He already told him what to do.
Yeah. Well, like, so for me, like, I just feel like Raiden doesn't really, like, give much of a mentoring, like, position in this movie. Like, if we compare it to, say, something like Christopher Lambert's Raiden, like, throughout that movie, he deliberately is like, okay, you guys have to work on these arcs, or else you're going to fail in this, like, tournament. And I'm going to tell you these. And you guys got to work on this. But like, if
that was one
say
time.
Christopher Lambert, like
that was one time.
He did twice, actually, kind of.
What was the second? What were the 2 times?
The first time on the boat, he's like,
that's him explaining the tournament.
Oh no, he also like told all 3 of them, it's like this is bigger than your own like vengeance, your own desires, kind of a way. But of course, in the middle of the movie, he gives the actual like
he gives the actual like advice to like the most important the most important characters. So
yeah, and also like later on in the movie, he's like when Johnny is trying to like challenge Goro, he's like, "What are you doing?" It's like that's not a good idea. But Johnny is like explaining like how he's learned, how he's like, "This is our tournament, we need to fight it," and then instantly Raiden is like, "Okay, this is great. I'm like." You're finished with your arc. I'm actually really I believe in you now.
But that's not him being a mentor. That's just like him like that's him like asking him like that's just like him confirming that yes they got it.
I mean sure.
Yeah. So
but, like to me,
Raiden does
like
mentor once, like by explaining exactly to Scorpion like, hey, don't do this, la 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 la, planting the seeds, being vague about it. He also acknowledges he also tells Liu Kang like where these journeys are for the characters and stuff. He doesn't tell it to him, but he doesn't tell it to them directly like Sonya and Johnny, but he essentially it's the same thing. It's the same like the amount of like the things that Lambert acknowledges about his warriors and how many times he does it is almost the same thing as Scorpion's revenge.
The results are the same. Yeah,
the results are the same, and then he's acknowledging the same things. Sonya's on a journey of this. Johnny's on a journey of this. Liu Kang, you're on a journey of this. And then he comes in and he actually gives like a little bit more explicit, direct sort of not conflict, but direct conversation with Scorpion. He does it with that. So that's twice. And then he comes in and explains exactly like a little bit more about the tournament and He actually explains the tournament on the boats in Scorpion's Revenge.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, he explains a little bit more about the tournament in the forest scene, and then he also warns them about like more deadly foes ahead. You got to keep an eye out on them. So I think he did even more, or like even equal amount of like mentoring Raiden type role stuff in Scorpion's Revenge than he did in the 95 movie. So I don't understand how you can not like one and like the other when they're essentially doing the same thing. Obviously different, but
you
yeah.
Want to add anything to it, Snake? Or I agree with Brusk on this for the most part. Yeah.
Well, I think it's because in this movie, because he doesn't bring it to those characters directly, while they do ultimately, or at least in theory, complete their arcs, it's completely without Raiden's interference. You could argue that the idea is, it's kind of just telling Liu Kang, don't interfere, they're going to get there on their own. But he might feel more like a proper mentor if he brought it up to them himself, like he does with, like he did in the 95 movie, to kind of set them on their arcs. So it seemed like their progression is at least partially because of him intervening and saying, you need to work on this about yourself to become better. So without that, his role as a mentor feels more limited. Even though he is still bringing these points up, he can still see where these characters need to go, but he's not helping them, which does seem a little odd because they are his warriors, and he's not bringing this up to them.
I would like to add something.
If he feels like they can do it on their own, and he himself doesn't need to do it, I don't see why he would go ahead and do it when he acknowledges that they can do it themselves.
Yeah,
Scorpion.
That's true.
Okay, one more part. Scorpion, on the other hand, he doesn't know because that's not his warrior. So that's why he actually directly interferes, but like he directly confronts him and talks to him about his journey, who he is as a person, all that kind of stuff. But when he's already confident with his own warriors that they've got this, I don't see the point in actually going and saying they got this. If he already knows that they got this, he has enough confidence.
Well, that's the thing is, like, in essence, the reason that they have this without Raiden telling them is because it's written that way. So I think the direction Sonic and I are viewing this from is, if you're going to write it that Raiden can see their flaws and what they need to work on to get better, and you're going to have him actually acknowledge that within the film, why not write it in such a way where he does need to tell them? Do you know what I mean?
Like, I'd like to add something else here. So, like, essentially, like the three moments you're talking about where Raiden gives like pep talks and stuff like that. Really, only the Scorpion moment felt like a character pep talk for like how to improve. Everything else, if you like just kind of deleted it out of the movie, like Liu Kang kind of gave the same like stuff.
Well, who's the main character of the movie? It's Scorpion.
Scorpion or
it's Scorpion.
Okay.
It's Scorpion. Yeah. So what makes more sense to like who needs that? Who needs that kind of advice? Obviously, Raiden has his warriors and stuff. Yeah, but who's the main character?
They all go on an arc, you know.
Yeah. But
I know Scorpion is the main character, but all four of these characters are quite like written, intertwined into the story. I'm not necessarily saying that like even Raiden off-screen arc stuff, like it makes sense for these characters to have, but like without it physically seeing that or like interacting, it I don't know. I just don't really feel like this Raiden is that appealing compared to like Christopher Lambert, who actually tries to help out.
I think
we're never going to get Christopher Lambert back, though, is the thing. Like I've always said that he is my favorite version.
I meant like
Raiden.
The character, like stuff, not necessarily actually Christopher Lambert.
I know. I'm just saying, like I wanted to add to this and kind of give like my closing statement on it, and then anyone else who wants to add will. I think that they're opposites in a way, because Christopher Lambert's Raiden is like a normal cool uncle that has godly powers, whereas the Raiden in Scorpion's Revenge is really more like an actual god and protector of Earthrealm. He acts more godlike, interferes very little because he knows that they're on track. It feels like it all makes sense to him. And he is like, at the end of the day, he is a Thunder God and Defender of Earthrealm. He's not supposed to be your life coach. That's not really like his title. With Liu Kang, it makes sense because he trained him and like raised him to an extent. But everyone else, he's like, okay, did anyone mess up yet? Not really. Let them do their thing. And he knows that, I think. So he can just kind of sit back.
And there's never a point. There's never a point in the movie where I feel like they would need to be told this is exactly what you want to do, because in the 95 movie they were sort of lost exactly what to do. They were frustrated that Art Lean lost, they didn't know exactly what was going on. All right, but they didn't know exactly what was going on. They were kind of just they weren't on track. That's when Lambert Raiden kind of gives them more advice. But throughout Scorpion's Revenge, they don't really they're sort of not, they may not know it, but they're sort of not like fumbling around. They're not fumbling to where they need to go. You know, they like Sonya has been. I don't think Sonya had any trouble going through a way to kill Kano or whatever it is.
Everybody.
Johnny figuring out exactly what was going on in the tournament, because he was there to settle everybody down and learn more about what's going on. So Liu Kang was good all the way up until the point where he fought Goro. Scorpion was the only one that didn't know exactly what was going on. He didn't know what he was doing. Or he didn't know, he knew what he was doing, but he didn't know where he would lead. That's when Raiden has to come in and say, like, give him the speech and stuff. So yeah, when 4thSnake says that they're written that way, yeah, of course, like, yes, they're written that way. When you're written like in a way where you feel like you kind of like when the characters are written in a way where they have confidence and they're doing things all right and all that kind of stuff, I don't think you don't need somebody to keep telling you exactly what to do. But when you have a character, the main character, the most important character that you would probably need the words given to, when you have the character, not knowing exactly what he's doing or not knowing what it could lead to, then that's the most appropriate time. I feel like that.
The name's on the box, Sonic. Okay, yeah. Can you not read Lizard Man?
I know. Yeah.
The name's on the box.
I think this is one of those perspective things. Like, it feels like.
Yeah, that was what I was about to say too.
Different views on protagonist ship. Like with Brusk, it's clear his view is Scorpion is the main character of the film, so obviously the focus is on him. So as long as he gets that attention from Raiden, it comes across. Whereas for the two of us, I think it's more like we view it as because those three as a group do get about as much screen time during the tournament as Scorpion.
Yeah.
So for us, it feels more like a split divide, like roughly 50-50, where he's the main character, but so are they. Like, they're just the main characters of two different stories that are running concurrently. And so because they still have those arcs that they had in the 95 movie where they were the main characters, it's kind of an expectation that they're going to, with how the whole thing is structured, that they will receive that same kind of focus and treatment, but they don't. Which I'm not saying either way is necessarily wrong. It's just, I think this is just one of those things we'll have to agree to disagree because we have different views on.
Okay, maybe
I think essentially it's you two think that Raiden has done enough, or me and Snake think he needs to do a little bit more. I think that's where we should end this conversation. Basically, I think that's how we feel.
Does basically. He? Okay, fine. But you basically, if he did it to Liu Kang, if you had a scene where Raiden talked to Sonya and Johnny, the same way he talked to Scorpion, you would be fine. But your original point was your original point was that he doesn't act like a mentor. He doesn't act like Christopher Lambert and all that kind of stuff. I think that's what you were trying. I don't think he does enough for a mentor character. I think in terms of like an arc teaching like way, basically.
We actually need is a scene of him going over to Reptile and being like, "No, Reptile, this is not the way. Do not compete in this tournament.
Don't you dare, dog."
Tile, it is not. It was never your destiny to defeat Sonya. It was your destiny to just die, as usual.
Slay that Zetarian pussy.
Stop! I
was going to go for a joke like that, but I couldn't think of how to word it, so I aborted it and moved on.
Yeah, dog just ended it basically like that. But yeah, let me I'm gonna bring up two more like smaller points about Raiden that I don't like necessarily find too much offense on, but I thought it'd be funny. I kind of called like Raiden a bit of an asshole when he says like, his journey when he told Liu Kang like Johnny can like handle it himself. Besides, I find it amusing. Like that scene, I'm like, damn, Raiden, you're kind of an asshole for not telling him basically. But like I will say this though, I don't necessarily. After thinking for a while, I don't necessarily say that as a negative, but I am saying that as like, Raiden totally could have like told him, but he didn't because he needs to discover his own journey, which is still a little bit of an asshole move in my opinion.
if you have a journey of discovery, of self-discovery, it defeats the whole point if somebody intervenes and tells you that your journey is of discovery. Like, this is exactly what you need to discover about yourself.
I don't really think so. I think a lot of MK characters kind of have this.
Is that not kind of what Raiden does with Scorpion, though?
Not really. That's not his.
I mean,
no, because no, Raiden's point was like saying like, hey, it was like you're a free man. It's not discovering yourself. It was mainly to get him to stop like with the whole amulet thing. You know what the amulet leads? At least to like unlocking Shinnok and all that kind of stuff. Now, on top of that, here we go. Like, hey, you're a free man. You can do this. You don't have to be able to do that. You don't have to keep following Quan Chi and all that kind of stuff. But the bigger picture with Raiden, when he was telling him that, it was preventing him from trying to unlock Shinnok. You know.
That is like, yeah, like
it's not a discovery.
Scorpion's like,
yeah.
Okay, I will unlock Shinnok.
It's part of it. It's part of it. But like the bigger picture that he's trying to tell Scorpion is, if you do this, you know Shinnok's gonna get unleashed. So yeah.
So in a sense, it's that he wasn't really trying to guide Scorpion. He was just trying to deter him from what he was trying to do.
Well, it can be both. He can do both.
On the first part, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a small thing in my opinion.
I really think that line was actually just the writers trying to give Raiden a bit of comedy to make him not just
give him the Lambert approach, because like I think the writer even said in the
at it.
I don't think they failed. I don't think they failed at it. Yeah.
I laughed at it.
I thought it was funny. It did make him like a little bit of an asshole. Like, it's funny, but I did feel like, wow, Raiden, really? Okay.
I don't really see how that makes him an asshole. Like, hey, he's got this. He's a self-discovery. He's got a self-discovery. It's fun. It's funny that
he'll eventually find out it's not a movie. Yeah, he's got this. He'll just be a stupid idiot for like the first 50 minutes.
He's saying it's funny. It's funny that he doesn't know exactly what's going on. It's funny, yeah, because the way he's approaching it is funny. So yeah.
Okay, a toddler learn to walk is funny. Sorry.
One last thing, and I'm more or less asking your opinion about this, if you still believe in this. I mentioned that one scene where basically like Raiden, like Shang Tsung is like, oh, got these black dragons coming on in, and they're gonna attack the main characters. And Raiden's like, how dare you? But I'm not gonna do anything because like I can't. Or like at least I even mentioned like, oh, they're black dragon, they're not made ready to tournament. Maybe you can do something.
He did. Like, he was getting mad. He had the lightning was going on.
I mean, of course, yeah, he's mad. But you remember what you said, right, Brusk?
I do remember
what I said, You stated that, yeah, Raiden totally could have done something,
he could have,
but he didn't.
But he didn't.
Do you still stand by that? Like,
yeah.
Do you stand by that opinion?
Yes, because he told number one, he told the Earthrealm heroes, hey, these guys are out to kill you. Make sure you're aware, or you got or you got foes up ahead, whatever the fuck. You got foes up ahead, whatever the fuck. Make sure you're prepared. Raiden could have stopped those shirtless guys in the 95 movie when they were attacking the Earthrealm warriors, but he didn't. He was there the entire time, but he didn't do anything. You know why? It's because he's got confidence that the other motherfuckers have got it. He's got confidence that Liu Kang and Johnny and Sonya have got it. They can take those guys. He also stops them. He also stops them at the very end, when he was just like, all right, what are you gonna do about them? And then he can stop them, but he didn't. So
to be fair, Lambert Raiden was never shown to be like angry or incensed that these guys were trying to kill his.
Yeah, but he knew they were cheating. He knew they were cheating.
Well, that's outside of the tournament too.
But with this part, it's like he is shown to be angry about it, but he does nothing, even though he totally can. So why is he so angry if he's so confident in his warriors?
Because he's angry because Shang is cheating. Of course, he would get angry when Shang is cheating. His role in the movie or his role in the tournament is to keep Shang Tsung in check to make sure he's not cheating. But if he is cheating, like, and his Earthrealm warriors have can do it on their own, like they could defeat, they can take out the cheating aspects. They can take out the goons they can take out the goons themselves. If they can do it, Raiden doesn't really need to do it. I think.
Do.
Go ahead.
Okay. I agree with you. I think that Raiden was like upset that Shang Tsung's cheating, but the reason he didn't do anything is like, dude, watch me flex on you, and my warriors are gonna just dust these people, and it's not gonna make a difference. Like, watch it happen.
It makes no
He's mad at
difference.
first, but then he's like, wait a minute, this doesn't matter. Like, it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, but does Raiden in that scene like seem confident, or does he just seem angry?
When he goes,
I think he was openly like confident, like, haha, yeah, well, yeah, good luck with that. Then I think it might have
immediately.
He did state that like my warriors will be able to handle it, but he was angry. I don't think he was confident at all.
Yeah. Well, you can be angry while still knowing that it's gonna be all right. Like I've like been in that spot where like you're salty, but you're still like it's not gonna matter. Like it's like if you're watching a sports game, for example, and the ref makes a bad call, and you're like, "That's bullshit," and in your head you're like, "That ref's paid off." But then you're like, "It's not gonna matter. My team's gonna."
You're like
it's gonna work.
You're watching you're just watching a football game, and then like the ref says 15-yard penalty, and you're like super close to the touchdown area, but then like at the very end, like or you don't even care because like they can still win the game with a field goal, and like where they're placed in the field, like it doesn't even matter. So like, it's just of course.
But you're still salty.
You're
still salty. Yeah.
I have never heard this opinion before about like Raiden, and I don't know if it's even like. I will say this: like you totally can imply that, but that is definitely just an implication. I genuinely think Raiden wasn't able to do anything in that scene. At least I think that's what the people who made this movie were intending. In my opinion, at least, I think so.
No, they've shown that his role is that he can do something. He goes in and he slaps Goro because of the whole like barbarism.
But that's before the tournament.
Yeah, but that's
what they stated.
Yeah, but it's implied that his role is to interfere when he's not when he's cheating, but like when he's doing something that's outside, like doing barbarism, doing something that's outside the rules of Mortal Kombat.
Well,
like Raiden can't interfere. Like
the interference with Goro, he does outright say the tournament has not started, and that's why.
Yeah, I didn't know the tournament has started.
Yeah, he's like, he's. And
that's how it's been throughout like the whole entire MK series too. It's like Raiden hasn't interfered like in the tournament because that's like the rule basically.
Well, he hasn't interfered because we haven't had like a scene of like actually, you know what? No, that's not true. Raiden interferes in the 95 movie because Scorpion and Sub-Zero are attacking the Earthrealm Warriors.
That's before the tournament.
But that's his job. His job is to make sure that those motherfuckers appear at the tournament.
Yeah, well, yeah. So his job is to like prevent cheating and make sure everything works properly.
So we know that.
But then when people start interfering in the tournament, like so all the stuff outside of the tournament, like the Scorpion Sub-Zero thing on the boat or the Goro thing in this movie, that stuff he's perfectly able to do that because it's not in the tournament. That's not him interfering with the tournament. He's preventing interference in a way.
But it's still cheating. Like that's still against the rules of the tournament.
But the tournament hasn't started yet.
Yeah,
it's still against the rules. Like you can't kill the Earth if they're chosen. If they're chosen and the tournament hasn't started yet, and you're trying to kill them before the tournament starts, that's against the rules.
Yeah, 2021.
Well, yeah, 2021. Yeah.
That's not, of course.
Real quick, just a minor viewpoint on this. It's always been my understanding that the reason Raiden's there at the tournament for the most part is like as a representative. Like Shang Tsung's there for Outworld.
Yeah.
Quan Chi is there for the Netherrealm because Scorpion's competing, and then Raiden's there because Earthrealm. That's why I assumed Raiden was there.
It's both. It's both. It's both to do that and to make and to keep Shang in check. To make sure that he's not cheating.
I want to see now in a future movie. I want to see the Black Dragon storm the beaches, right? And then Raiden going like, "Oh yeah, Uno reverse card," and a bunch of special forces just show up on the other side of the bech.
What you gotta do? I call them here. I'd like to add something here.
We're here to kill your guys, Shang Tsung. It's fair.
I'd like to add something here, though. I'm pretty certain that the three of us are stating that we think Raiden, like, can do things before the tournament or outside of the tournament, but in the tournament he wouldn't do anything. I think that's what we believe.
What we're trying to say is that Raiden has the ability. Raiden's role is to make sure that Shang is not cheating with the tournament rules before or after. He catches Shang cheating and he calls it out. He doesn't do anything, but he doesn't do anything because he knows that his Earthrealm heroes can deal with it, and it's part of their way of like kind of like connecting. Actually, that was the time where they actually all connected with each other. So it was important that they actually did fight the Black Dragon goons together. But he was confident that they got it. He doesn't say like, oh yeah, maybe he actually does. But like, obviously, a part if he lets them do it, that obviously implies that he has confidence that he can do it. That they can do it. Sorry.
I think it's just an issue of conveyance, that it's not more clear that he is confident in them. Whereas if it was clear he's confident, then there's just no issue whatsoever. Because he comes off more angry and impotent when it comes to the clear, blatant cheating, and does nothing about it. It doesn't quite convey that he is confident, which seems to
McDonald's?
be but if you let your Earthrealm hero, okay. So if you let your Earthrealm heroes fight,
we understand what you're saying, right?
I know,
we understand.
I know, but if you're saying that it doesn't show that he's confident, I feel like if you let your Earthrealm heroes fight, that shows that you're confident.
But that can just as easily be interpreted as that Raiden isn't allowed to do anything, or that he's just incompetent. I think it's a bit too ambiguous in the way the moment is constructed, and I think if they had been more explicit that Raiden is confident in his warriors, then this just wouldn't be an issue at all. So it's not that you're wrong or anything, Brusk. It's just that we think the film could have been a bit clearer on that, just to avoid any confusion.
Yeah, maybe if you wanted to have this, like,
if we're debating, so we're not necessarily saying who's right or wrong, but I have a very strong feeling if you asked, like a lot of other people, if you asked the developers of MK, that can Raiden like interfere if he saw like Shang Tsung cheating and stuff like that, can he like interfere in the tournament at all? I feel like they would say no. Well, I feel like if you talk to a lot more people
NetherRealm writers can. No. NetherRealm writers probably would say no, because Shang Tsung does cheat and starts like making the rules up as it goes in MK9, and Raiden never calls him out for it. And that's a writer problem, and that's a problem of the writer's fault. But if you ask Tobias, 100% he would say, yeah, Raiden's there so that so he can keep Shang Tsung from cheating.
But because I was just thinking in MK9 when Khan kills Kung Lao, Raiden is ready to attack Khan. So is that because Khan has cheated, so Raiden is about to interfere? Is that just him being angry? Is it because he is allowed to interfere to counteract cheating?
I actually thought that scene was like he was about to break the rules because he was really mad, but then he saw Liu Kang fighting, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah, could go either way, but I think
that's an implication.
The thing with Shang Tsung and the rules is that I don't think he is breaking the rules. I think that the rules are just incredibly poorly defined and kind of always
the rule. Yeah, in MK9,
the rule wasn't broken technically speaking. Yeah.
In MK9, the MK9 is very flimsy with tournament rules and stuff.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But this movie, the Black Dragons could come in because they weren't part of the tournament. I will talk about the rules of this later, but that for sure is like not against the rule as the movie goes. Anyways, we've been going on for this for a very long time, but I think we all kind of like have our stance basically about this. But I think it was an interesting discussion.
We all have our stance that Shang Tsung has the worst lie, the worst excuse possible. Oh, they're not part of the tournament, so it's completely fine. Fuck off, that's bullshit. Everyone knows that.
Well, yeah, but
That's the point.
I think Shang knew. I think Shang knew he was bullshit.
I mean,
cheeky little bitch.
That nuclear missile on the way, that's not in the tournament. This bunker, nuclear bunker Goro's hiding in to not die in the nuke, that's not part of the tournament. Like, how far does that go, Shang?
Yeah. Okay. Dang, I really don't know.
For us to watch.
Yeah, they just wanted our main heroes to fight like Black Dragons. We just needed fodder, basically. That's what the director even stated. Like, I totally understand that.
That much is clear. It's just an excuse to have an action scene where a bunch of bad guys get killed by the heroes without having to put in loads and loads of unique character designs and possibly piss off fans by throwing in like, oh, here's this character that people kind of like, dead. Here's this character, dead. It's
Lee May, Tara, Jarek, Cobra, Kira all show up and get bodied.
Yeah, the production reasons.
Well, it was also
is quite clear.
Well, it was also like to get a scene of all three of them like fighting together, like all three of them bonding, getting a little closer.
I understand that.
The intent of the filmmakers is very much apparent. It's just, as is a lot of the times the case, they could have perhaps done it a little better in integrating it into the narrative than they actually do. Which I think is
the next question.
I think is an issue that comes up with MK quite a lot.
Okay.
Okay, I think we could start with like the fights that happen in the tournament. Like I think because I do highlight them in my video, but I think I'll give my opinions about this here. So I will say this: after like it's been a while, but after watching like or going through the Johnny versus Baraka fight again and again and again and again, I don't like dislike it as much as I initially did. Like, yeah, Johnny never hits him, but like I get that's the whole point of the fight. Like that's how like they're trying to make it a fight. Like, oh, Johnny can't get hit. Oh, Johnny is trying to dodge, and he's trying to like he still feels like it's acting, I guess. And again, the animation is great. Like watching Baraka destroy the whole building was great. To me, the biggest issue of that fight was the ending. That like sullied the whole thing, in my opinion. Like I really didn't like how they ended that way, basically. Where Johnny like flips the bird. What does he say? Eat me, Buttercup. Woo! And then like flies off the building all the way like down like 10 stories, like catches a tree, completely fine. And then Baraka just walks up and dies. I felt like that was
you didn't see a
pretty
body
lame way to end it for
yeah,
them.
but you didn't see a body, so
He swam all the way to Battle Realms,
and
he
shows up. Yeah, he shows up in the next movie. So yeah.
I don't. No. Wait, I'm pretty sure that wasn't Baraka in the first movie, though.
Yeah, the filmmakers did say that it's not Baraka, which I guess was just to not so the fans wouldn't get pissed off that Baraka died so easily. But then, they were catch with the exact same design in the next film.
Yeah,
and Johnny's like, "Hey,
I mean, it's pretty much Baraka,
and but they don't confirm it or deny it. It's just, it's a really weird thing they did there. I don't understand.
Funny for Baraka fans to be upset because Baraka's never gotten a W. Like Baraka doesn't have any like canonical W's in all of MK lore, so it's like, how dare he go out like a chump?
Only tiny bit I can think of is MK11 where he joins Katana. Oh, Baraka's a good guy now. Yay. That's the only thing I can really think of.
It's an offer he accepted. It wasn't like he kicked down Katana's door and was like, yo, Tarkatan rights now. And they're like, okay, easy, take it easy. All right, here you go. Here's your equal rights for Tarkatans. Thank you.
One thing I did want to mention is I stated, like, did Johnny plan this? Now, I'd like to clarify that a bit more because, Brus, you were like saying, no way, like, how the hell could he plan? No, of course I don't mean, like, he planned all of this. What I definitely meant more was, like, he must have seen the rubble falling when he was running on the rooftop, or else he wouldn't be that cocky and been like, I win, bitch, whee! Like that, basically. Like, I felt like he planned that part, at least, which I think is still a little funny, because it's like, oh, I know now, Baraka, you're gonna get crushed by the rubble. It's whee! Kind of a thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It would have been
again,
so.
Like I think the fight
I don't like in the movie. That's the one fight I actually don't like.
Well, it's not really a fight. It's not really a fight. Yeah, but it's not. That's not the point. It's not supposed to really be.
Which one could argue kind of is the issue that it's not really a fight.
I don't think it's that bad of a. If it's not supposed to be a fight from the start, what's the problem of it? Like, why are we judging it being? Why are we judging it as a fight scene? I mean, yeah. I mean, like if you go on YouTube and you look at it as fight scene, yes, but yeah, if it's
you know what I find really funny here?
Funny, it is a funny scene. I just wanted to see Johnny Cage fight.
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
do later on in the movie.
I feel like I'm slightly because, like I say, I only get sullied. I got sullied by the end, but like the whole fight was kind of fun. So maybe I'm actually siding with Brusk a little bit more on this, and TrueUnderDawg is siding with Snake a little bit more.
Up until the end, like you said, because I was watching it and I was actually like, I out loud said during the chase scene when he climbs the wall. And Baraka just starts climbing the wall with his blades, and he's like chasing him vertically. I think I out loud said, like, I love this. I'm having so much fun in this scene. Like, it's like Scooby-Doo levels of, like, can't catch me. But then when no fight happened at all, I was like, wait, that's the end? Like, the little sunglasses transition. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, no.
It feels like it really should have been, like, the lead-in to an actual proper fight. Even if it's just a short one, there should have been some actual exchanging of blows, but... There's nothing because it's
the point was Johnny can't hit until the last act of the movie.
Yeah, which is one of those things that they put into the film that I think weakens other parts of it, like it weakens this scene. Johnny has to be seen as a joke until he pulls it out, but there's no reason for the film to be written that way. So why don't just axe that and let Johnny have actual fights where he can just do some cool shit?
Well, the point of the thing, the point of the movie was like to show that Johnny Cage can actually fight and all that, and when we see that at the very end, I mean, we see that at the very end, but the entire movie, he seriously has no idea what's going on. So Yeah.
Well, we can talk about Johnny later. I think that'll be a bigger gripe for
Yeah.
but yeah. Yeah, let's just end the fight here. But now let's move on to the Reptile Sonya one. I want to mention this, by the way, because I talk about a lot of sort of things about it. My main gripe with that fight is not because Sonya one-shotted him. I'd like to make that clear because I feel like that was the biggest implication like you got from that fight, Brusk. Because I was like, I mentioned, oh, he just gets one shot, it ends it. Like, that's not the biggest issue. Like, I feel like, sure, it's a way you end the fight. Like, it's not the best way, in my opinion, but whatever. That's not the biggest issue. My biggest issue was Reptile, like, sucks on purpose. Like, that's... I'm not just saying that because I'm a Reptile fan, by the way. No. What I'm saying is, like, it's like, he shows all these cool moves, all these, like, OP moves, and he, like, fumbles, like, 3 times in that whole fight, basically. That's the part that kind of, like, made me kind of... When I was watching the movie with my brother, we were kind of like rooting for Baraka. Yeah, Baraka, fuck up Johnny. Let's go, Baraka. But when we were watching like the Reptile fight, my brother was like, Reptile's kind of like... He's losing more because of his own faults than Sonya. Like, we were kind of like... That kind of made the fight a little bit lame in a way. It just felt like... It felt like the controller... Like I said it in my video. I forgot if I did or not. It felt like the Player 1 controller was given to like a little brother or something like that. It's not like given to like a professional player who knows how to play Reptile or something like that. That's my sort of issue with that fight. In a way.
It's an issue that comes up with a lot of fights where one character is just clearly so dominant in their abilities that the other character can either win by pulling some bullshit out their ass, by playing smart, or by the more powerful character just fucking up. And the ideal is that the character will just be smarter, that Sonya would play smart. It's almost like... I mean, I wonder if this scene was constructed to be like Predator.
It was.
You get some kind of
definitely. Yeah, totally.
The eye flash was definitely
the vision. Right? Oh shit!
Yeah. So it's like with that film,
face reveal.
In that film, Dutch has to be smart in order to beat the Predator, whereas Sonya just kind of
splash water
takes advantage of Reptile's stupidity, but like it almost doesn't come across that that's what's happening, and it's more just that he's a complete dumbass by mistake.
He's got a lizard brain. He's got a dummy lizard brain.
It's maybe an issue of conveyance, perhaps, but I think it's the same thing with the Johnny and Baraka fight in a way where I know Johnny's dodging all the time and Baraka's always on the defensive, but it feels more kind of one-sided. This one especially feels very one-sided, and then Sonya just wins, just Uno reverse cards and just beats him.
Well, the whole point was like, yeah, Reptile could have had the advantage with it if he had kept on his invisibility, but Sonya was able to detect his invisibility by putting mud on him the same way with Predators. So then, what's the point of going invisible if you have mud on yourself? So then,
he's also
after that, of course,
and then after that point, then they have an actual fight.
The fight is really fun and entertaining. I think the issue is that Reptile's tool set is a really OD tool set. Like, he's got a lot of stuff that would make him beat most people in a fight if you like think about his tools. Yeah.
I mean, like, obviously, like, he doesn't even need anything else. Like, he doesn't need his acid. He doesn't need whatever the fuck. He just needs his invisibility to be able to fight.
Yeah.
And win that fight. And then once that factor is diminished, once you put mud on Reptile, then it's like, okay, well, there's now you have to fight, and that's how the scene went. The scene went.
But that kind of requires the idea that Reptile only has visibility, but he's also got like the acid and stuff like that. And he's also he cuts down an entire tree with one slash.
He could cut a tree with a bare hand.
He's so incredibly dominant with his tool set. Like, it's really weird that he does so poorly against Sonya. Like he doesn't actually manage. He's on a
but he's on a one-on-one fight against. Yeah, he's on a one-on-one fight against Sonya. When you're actually doing martial arts, then that's a different story. You can have this big old huge.
Well, that's not why he lost. He lost because Sonya
they had a fight. Yeah, no, but they had a fight. They had a fight, and then he pushed them back, and then he ran up to. They ran up to again. Yeah, they ran up to against each other, and then she did the leg grab and got him in the chokehold or the string and stuff. So they had a fight. They had a fight.
I think we at least needed a part where Sonya disabled his acid about breaking his jaw or something, just to get that out of his hands, so he can't do that. Because that is still one of the most powerful things he could do, just spit acid in a face, but he just doesn't. He just used it a couple
misses
times.
3 times.
He almost used it as more of like an intimidation tactic than an actual weapon. And
yeah, but you can say the same thing about like every single fight ever. Like Liu Kang can just throw fireballs like all the time in somebody's face and all that. Like that's not a fight. That's just being stupid. You're just.
Liu Kang is a very honorable monk.
Yeah, I know.
Won't do that.
Yeah, but. Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's just our opinion, by the way.
I know, but you can do that with like any fight ever. Like Shao Kahn can like throw a bunch of skulls, make a tower of skulls, and just like and collapse it. Superman can go up into the sun, stay there for like 30 minutes, completely come and torpedo down and murder somebody else. He can do that. That doesn't make for a good fight. A good fight is like.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. I feel like there should be a reason given for why they can't, like some kind of limitation on the ability, or some way for the other character to stop them from using it.
Well, when Sonya's up in your face and he's just going like that, like he's not gonna like have time to like, just spit or something like that, or throw up on her.
I think because our goal is to defend the movie being good, and that scene is an entertaining scene. It's fun to watch, so it wins in that regard.
It's a better fight than everything in Battle of Realms. I'll give you that.
All they really had to do is, instead of having Reptile miss with his stuff, have it like partially land or connect, and that's how Sonya puts the pieces together.
I think one of his acid like landed on one of her gadgets.
It hits like the shoulder, like here.
Yeah, it hits her gadgets.
Fight.
Yeah, it hits her gadgets
and
then she hits her gadgets and I think
I completely forgot that he dodged a bullet.
He also dodged the bullet.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that's really strong. This guy's really strong.
Even though that was one of your points in the video, is that and Sonya has gone. Oh yes, Reptile can dodge bullets, and you put Matrix on the screen.
It's kind of funny because you shouldn't even have to dodge it, because we've like learned from gameplay that all these combatants are at least bullet resistant. Like bullets are like getting hit by
from the
BB
fighting
gun
game.
to them. Yeah, so it would have been cool to see Sonya also do some like similar feats. Like you saw like how Reptile cut a tree down with his claw, right? It would have been sick if she went for like a spinning back kick and it barely missed, and she took a tree down too, but like with pure power. That could have been sick to show that they're both like even but in different ways. One's sharp, one's like brute force.
That would have helped. That would help as well. Not bringing Reptile down per se, but bringing Sonya up to his level.
Up a little bit. Yeah.
Either way, it's one of those things where you can do with fictional characters. You can do anything. Like this, it could just be in this setting. Characters can do this. I mean, we see in the next film that Scorpion gets his fucking spine shattered and he's fine later. Like, so there's also the precedence for the idea that people are very strong. But
I follow that like the MK games where like if X-rays happen, it's just like it's for like it's to show like but it's not really going to affect the character like in the long run.
It's like show that is the case for the humans as well, not just the weird lizard people. That Sonya is about as physically strong as Reptile in this setting, and I think there's less of an issue there. But the scene itself is fine. It's just I think it has a bit of a weak finish. Because of
it's a fun fight, but I have my complaints about it basically just like that.
I mean, should have Reptile died? No, but I mean, like I feel like obsessing over side characters is just like something that we as Mortal Kombat fans.
Reptile. He didn't die.
It's still a side. It's still a side character if it's Reptile or not. I feel like the obsession with like obsessing over side characters when they're clearly meant to be side characters and trying to make them bigger than they actually are. I think is kind of. I don't know. I think I think us as Mortal Kombat fans should probably stop doing that.
No, that's not
regardless if he is Reptile or not. Like
I know, but I know, but I'm just like saying like it's obsessing over side characters. I just don't think it's like
but that's not really what we do. It's more just a case of some parts of the actual execution of the scene could have been done better. Like, I don't mind that the characters that are there to be fodder are there to be fodder. That's clear. Because this has always been an issue with all the MK adaptations. They've got a video planned where I'll talk about that in more depth, but that's not quite what we're getting at, and I just don't want people to come away thinking that is what we're complaining about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot of what like people are obsessed with, like hating like Battle of Realms for. It's like, yeah, like that's a lot of fodder. Like, of course, like a lot of characters get shit there, but the purpose, like, definitely people are like much more obsessed with like Like they want to see Lee. And maybe I shouldn't talk too much about this, but essentially, yeah, I agree with Brusk on that factor with how the general fandom treats the MK and stuff.
I get y'all's points, but the thing is, like, almost every entertainment medium that has to do with, like, action fights has this same sin. And I understand why the fans are upset, because I was a big Venom fan growing up. And Venom always loses every fight against Spider-Man, when realistically, he should win every single one. Because he has all Spider-Man's powers, but he's bulletproof and way more, like, damage resistant, but somehow Spider-Man keeps winning, which realistically, he would get clowned on. Like, he would get dunked on if Venom and Spider-Man actually fought.
Yeah, like, so and Batman,
like every film has that stand.
Like in Batman versus Superman, like Superman can like wipe out Batman. Like he could have done that at like any point. Again, like I made the point of like he can go up to the sun, wait for 30 minutes, get like become immune, like or for a certain amount of time, and then come down and just wipe him out. Yeah.
A little bit to explain this. Reptile did showcase those abilities within the fight. That's of course like Superman is super OP, but like you know that even before watching or reading the comics. Like if he shows that in front of you, then you kind of have to think, oh, he's using those in the fight and stuff like that. So that's a little bit more of also my issue with that. Where do we go from here?
The next fight, which I think is Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Honestly, I don't really have any issues with the other fights. Like the Scorpion versus random Lin Kuei. I know. Scorpion versus random Lin Kuei and Liu Kang versus Katana are fine. I don't have any issues with those.
I forgot about that one.
I mean, yeah, it's a small one, but it's nice. It's a little torture scene, get fucked, little Lin Kuei boy. Anyways, so I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit to why don't we talk about Scorpion versus Sub-Zero? Hey.
Arguably the most important fight in the film, or at least the second one.
Now, I will say this though, I didn't really touch too much on that fight, in my opinion, because I just thought it was fine. It was whatever. But Snake, my buddy over here, my comrade in arms, he hated that shit. Oh, so I'm on his side right here. So we're gonna be supporting him all the way through this argument. Let's go, boy. Let's go, buddy.
It's actually kind of funny because I actually had a debate about this. There was someone it's either on Twitter or in the comments when I brought this up, because I feel like that fight was not long enough, and I feel like it was because this is what the entire film up to this point has been building up to.
At least what he thinks. At least what he thinks. What Scorpion's and what Scorpion thinks. Though the big fight is Goro and Liu Kang, obviously because it's the tournament, and Quan Chi.
Scorpion
and Quan Chi. Yeah.
But it was like up to this point, everything's been building up to this, and I feel like it's so weird that Sub-Zero has like 4 lines in the entire movie, and like 3 of them aren't even him. I feel like
it's more like 2 lines. Actually, no, like maybe 1 line.
The line as real Sub-Zero. Does like Bihan have an
disregard the
line?
Tournament to Kano.
Oh, okay, good. At least there's something then. I thought the eyebrow
That's 1 line, really. Yeah.
Johnson eyebrow raise. I thought that was all he did.
It's like I feel like
the Rock eyebrow A's.
It's just so weird to me that it's all building up to this fight, up to this point, before we move on to like the real goal of the film. Yeah,
the real build of the real main fight.
Yeah, but it just feels weird that Sub-Zero gets so little actual screen time and characterization, and like most of what we get of him is not even really him; it's someone else pretending to be him. And I don't think it does, but to me, it just kind of feels like the fight there at the start of the film is longer than this. It's not, but I guess it's just how the impression the fight leaves on me. Like this one feels so much shorter because it feels like it doesn't go as long, even though it probably shouldn't go that long because I don't care for the fights anyway. But I feel like for this particular fight, it should have been just a bit longer as what he's built initially as the title fight, if you know what I mean.
I mean, like
the back cover is Scorpion versus Sub-Zero.
I mean, they do that for marketing purposes, of course. But like, I feel like it was long enough. I mean, you got a really good fight. Sub-Zero got to use all of his, got to use his ice powers. You got to use his special moves. Scorpion got to use his special moves. We got a stage fatality at the end. I mean, like it was like a 2 minute ish, 3 minute.
1 minute.
Was minute? Oh, okay. Well, fuck. Well, yeah, it was. But it felt long enough. I mean, like it had a beginning, middle, and it had a beginning, middle, and end, and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like it was like anything like it felt like it was lacking in anything. I don't really felt like I
30 seconds of Scorpion fighting Sub-Zero, and then 30 seconds of Scorpion bodying Sub-Zero.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
And then at the very end, they Scorpion is so angry he throws Scorpion down. I mean, he throws Sub-Zero down with him into the to do a pit fatality, and while they're doing that, they're punching each other still. That was pretty good. Yeah.
All the proper one-on-one fights between the actual MK characters in the film, other than Liu Kang Katana, is this the shortest one?
I don't know. I didn't calculate. It might be, but I didn't calculate how long the fights were.
Do you count the Scorpion torturing Lin Kuei one?
No,
it's like a little bit of a fight.
For me, I'm just like the one-on-one, like between characters in proper fights. Like not obviously not Raiden or Liu Kang, not that, but like Sonya Baraka, Sonya Reptile, sorry, Johnny Baraka.
I think the Katana versus Liu Kang is shorter, but I don't really know, honestly.
Well, that one I'm pretty sure is shorter by design.
Oh, Kano and Sonya is 100% the shortest now that I think about it. The little short little run up and just beat him up. That was 20 seconds.
So, but other than that, is is this shorter than like Sonya and Reptile and Johnny and Baraka?
It is shorter than those.
Johnny and Baraka is longer than this, even though that's not.
How long is Scorpion versus Quan Chi? I mean, Scorpion versus Quan Chi. Does anyone know?
About 2 to 3 minutes.
I think
from what I recall.
I'm pretty sure it's comparable length, but I think it's a bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's longer than Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, but
I can time it if you guys want to.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay.
As long as everyone here understands where I'm coming from with this, right?
You're saying that in Scorpion's, because in the story, the main fight is actually against is actually Quan Chi. Scorpion versus Quan Chi. But you're saying that in Scorpion's mind, and kind of like how it's written. I mean, I will say that. It's leading up to Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, and you wish it was just longer.
Yeah, for all the build-up, it feels like it should have been a bit more.
Okay,
agree or disagree. As long as you understand where I'm coming from, that's enough.
That's fine. No. I
get what you're going, because what you're feeling about the Scorpion versus Sub-Zero fight is how a lot of people felt about the Battle of the Realms tournament part. Right?
Well, Battle of the Realms was extensively short, so those fights were a lot more.
I'm just saying that kind of feeling. You wish it was longer.
Yeah, sure.
You wish they did more of these characters.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I thought it was fine because they did pretty much they did a lot for what they did a lot for how much time they actually did fight. So as long as they did as much as they didn't really waste any opportunities. They all used their special moves. They had some good fight, the choreography was good, and they had a stage fatality at the very end. At least it was entertaining. Could it have been longer? Yeah, sure, but what can you do? I mean, it's just
I agree with Russ too. I think the fight is by itself good. The issue is that you compare it to other fights and they're longer. But I agree with Russ. They do their special moves. It feels like a Sub-Zero versus Scorpion fight. And then it has the ending. The only part that I'm a bit upset about that definitely should have been in there because it would be true to actual gameplay is when Sub-Zero landed the ice clone on Scorpion, he should have walked up and teabagged for a solid 2 seconds and then uppercutted. That's what everybody does. Is they land the ice clone and go
True.
Oh, okay. So I actually want to bring this up a bit because I'm curious how you guys feel about this. One of my points I mentioned was I made a joke saying Shang Tsung is Quan Chi, your warrior is doing formidable, and I mentioned Quan Chi, your warrior who is killing my warriors, my Lin Kuei, my Black Dragon, they are quite formidable. When I bring up the Lin Kuei, you state that they're working for Earthrealm.
At least because Lin Kuei are from Earthrealm, so if they're in the tournament, they're probably from Earthrealm, right?
But isn't an MK1 and MK9 Shang Tsung hired? That's where I got.
In MK1, Sub-Zero's there to assassinate Shang Tsung. In MK9,
secretly.
In MK9, the Lin Kuei have been hired by Shang Tsung to assassinate Earthrealmers, and this film clearly draws more from MK9 than MK1. So I'm pretty sure the Lin Kuei are on. I mean, that's why the Lin Kuei attacked the heroes, right? They fight.
I don't. When Shang Tsung says he's killing my warriors, I don't think he's referring to the Lin Kuei. We see him defeating the Lin Kuei.
That's what I said, by the way. Yeah, that's my quote. That's my quote, not the movie.
Shang didn't say that. That's just
that's my quote.
He just says your warrior is formidable, but then Sonic brings up the point, yeah, formidable against Shang Tsung's dudes.
Yeah.
He's killing Shang's guys, not the Earthrealmers, which is a bit of an oddity.
Hold on.
They're all from Earthrealm, those people, but they are working for Shang.
Yeah, you're saying Sub-Zero's killing the Black Dragons, or who's killing the Black
No.
Dragons?
Scorpion is killing Shang Tsung's guys, and Shang Tsung is praising Quan Chi's fighter Scorpion for being formidable against his own guys, not against Raiden's, against his.
I don't.
But right now,
I don't think he's actually is in reference to Lin Kuei.
But what I'm talking about is, why do you think Lin Kuei are like not working with like Shang Tsung? Why do you think they're working with Earthrealm?
Because the Lin Kuei are from Earthrealm. If you're from Earthrealm, then you would work for Earthrealm.
Yeah, well, then isn't Kano from Earthrealm?
Okay, hold on. Kano and MK1 is still working for Earthrealm. Now, Kano's not a good guy. He was just chosen.
Well, that's things like that. In MK9, we have the Lin Kuei directly trying to kill Earthrealmers for Shang Tsung.
Yes.
Even though they
are still representing Earthrealm. Shang Tsung is just being a cheater.
Well, because every single fight the Lin Kuei have are against Earthrealmers. Sub-Zero fights.
You can fight Earthrealmers, and you can if you're it's not there. Here's a problem with MK9. In MK9, they don't establish like a bracket or how the tournament works. But like, if you were to go for MK1, but if you were to go to MK1, Earthrealmers would still fight Earthrealmers.
Because the original
if you did a bracket,
didn't have Outworld. That was why it was the way it was. That's why it's all a retroactive stuff. But in MK9, it's like, well, if Shang can just pit Earthrealmers against each other, why not just literally force all the Earthrealmers to fight and leave his Outworlders out of it until all the Earthrealmers are dead?
The MK9 is definitely flimsy in that.
Well, we're talking about Scorpion's revenge, right? So we got to stay on target here.
The point is the rule about you having to fight for your realm is not confirmed to be in play in this movie. There's no evidence that is the case, and so as far as we know, these two other factions are working directly for Shang Tsung to tip the scales in Outworld's favor.
Okay, but we know Sub-Zero's not working with Shang Tsung though, because he totally kicks Kano's butt in the background.
Yeah.
Which is a big implication that like the Lin Kuei are not on Shang Tsung's side.
Well,
at least Sub-Zero's not. Like, at least fuck this shit.
For me, the implication is that he is working for Shang Tsung, but he wants to do it in an honorable way, which is kind of like an early hint that he wasn't the one who killed Scorpion's family and clan.
Maybe, but if you
for the later reveal, but it just...
Okay, go ahead.
Again, it might just be an issue of conveyance, but it is. But the ultimate point is, it's kind of weird for Shang to be like, yeah, your guy really is kicking the asses of my guys.
Does he say my guys,
boy?
Or does he just say your?
That's my video, video, not the movie.
Okay, yeah, but like when he says my, if Shang just said your warrior from Netherrealm is proving
to killing my Lin Kuei and my Black Dragon. That was a joke I made in my video.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but he says it's formidable, but he doesn't say. Yeah, go ahead.
But the only people Scorpion has fought up to this point in the tournament are Shang Tsung's guys.
That we see. Because we see the only time we ever see him like kicking ass is against the Black Dragon and the Lin Kuei. But when he's up against the Lin Kuei, like I think those would be against Earthrealmers. He's killing Earthrealmers. He's killing on Earthrealm side against Earthrealm's side. I don't think the Lin Kuei are working for Shang.
Pretty sure they are.
How?
Snake,
what?
Snake, hold up a second. Hold up a second, boys.
I don't.
Honestly,
I don't think there's anything in the movie that says that, though. Go ahead.
Brusk, let me talk about something here. Okay. Honestly, this debate could be solved within a fraction of a second.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what you guys can come out of your asses because I thought it'd be pretty entertaining. Because Brusk, you are factually wrong.
Okay.
I guess I am too, then.
Because you see, I was playing the long game and I was very interested in seeing what you guys would discuss and come up about these points. But I have indefinite proof that the Lin Kuei were working with Shang Tsung.
Okay.
Because Jeremy Adams said it himself.
The writer or what?
Yes, the writer.
What did he say?
In the same interview that there was the Nitara confirmation and saying that Baraka and Reptile are in the MK1. That interview, in the end, I think the Realmcast guy asked like, so like, what's up with like Sub-Zero and like working for Shang Tsung and like all that kind of thing. And
well,
Jeremy
they asked
Adams
the wrong
specifically
question.
said it.
But go ahead.
But Jeremy Adams specifically asked, oh yeah, Sub-Zero is a paid warrior for Shang Tsung.
Uh-huh.
So he specifically did state that the Lin Kuei are...
Paid warrior can mean many different things, though. Like,
well, okay, you can watch the whole interview. He elaborates this and says, like, oh yeah, like, you know, like the Black Dragon and like the Lin Kuei are different warriors.
But the Lin Kuei were paid... The Lin Kuei were paid in MK9 to defeat or to kill Earthrealmers on purpose on his behalf. But
he
never
specifically states that Shang Tsung is working for him.
He says that Shang Tsung, like Sub-Zero, is working for Shang Tsung.
Sub-Zero, Lin Kuei are working for Shang Tsung. He specifically states that. You can look up the interview. It's about like at the 1 hour mark part. Okay. He specifically stated that. Yeah. So so that's why I knew at this point like I'm definitely like had the answer like that Lin Kuei are working for Outworld.
Okay.
That's a fair point. But in our defense, though, this is the same writer who retroactively said, "Oh, that wasn't actually Baraka." And that wasn't actually Reptile.
And then it actually ended up being
and
it actually was
one fucking Reptile.
But to be fair,
hold on.
To be fair, the comments about Baraka and Reptile are stupid on their face. But this one about Sub-Zero and the Lin Kuei working for Shang Tsung is reasonable. It is a reasonable thing to say.
It's refuted in the actual scene though, because he yeets their leader over like.
Jeremy Adams also answered that too. By the way, Snake, you're right. He specifically stated that, the Lin Kuei, despite being working for Shang Tsung, they have, like, their own ways. Like, Sub-Zero has his own honor. Like, he did state that. He's like, Kano is not honorable getting the Black Dragon to fight all these people. Like, that's not honorable because it's supposed to be single-handed combat. And that's why Sub-Zero, like, kicks off Kano. He specifically also stated that.
They are on the same side working for Shang Tsung, but he just doesn't like the way Kano composes himself.
Yes, and Jeremy Adams specifically stated that.
Okay.
I get it, but that's really weird morals because he's betraying his realm theoretically. Because if Shang Tsung wins this,
that's weird. Yeah,
that's less honorable, or that's more honorable in using like minions to sabotage the tournament as opposed to sabotaging their entire planet.
It is weird and dumb. But we'll both admit that is weird and dumb. There's a lot of dumb shit here, but the important takeaway is that they are. This whole stupid debate about the fact is, yes, Shang Tsung is weirdly praising Scorpion for killing the guys that Shang Tsung has hired, and therefore making things harder for Shang Tsung.
That's what we knew what he was talking about, like after the fact. Because I don't actually believe, honestly. This we'll probably agree to disagree. I don't actually believe that Jeremy Adams like intended to write the Lin Kuei working for Shang, because like it's never like said that the Lin Kuei and Sub-Zero are working for Shang. When Shang says your warrior from Netherrealm is proving to be a formidable warrior, that doesn't mean that he's killing his guys. That just means like, hey, he's doing a good job like navigating himself through the tournament. And
is it possible that Shang there is trying to word it in such a way where he doesn't give it away to Raiden, who is also in the scene?
I mean,
he doesn't want Raiden to know that he's
beaten? I actually don't think so. I think he really thinks Scorpion is great.
Maybe, but when I think I remember that Realmcast interview when Realmcast like said like why are the Earthrealm warriors why are Lin Kuei working for Shang, and they themselves probably like didn't like they that's like a wrong question, like that's not like that may have started out not a thing, and then Jeremy Adams was probably like, well, like he may have just came up with that answer on the fly. He would have been like, well, no, actually, they're working for Shang because they're working for Shang. Because that's essentially the answer. They're working for Shang because they're working for Shang. That's
well, he stated paid warrior.
They're working for Shang. They're working for Shang.
They're working for Shang. Yeah, they were hired by Shang, just like the Black Dragon. Either way, it's your words against the writer. So
sure,
that's
sure.
That's how it ended basically. But yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just arguing. I'm just arguing the movie doesn't like doesn't like make it seem like of what you guys are like saying. Like that's just.
Okay. I always felt like they were working for Shang Tsung because of MK9. But anyways,
Yes.
Wait, because
so, where do we
MK
go from here?
Okay, one more thing. MK9, they were working for they were still fighting for Earthrealm, but just they were hired by Shang to like, you know, purposely like kill Earthrealm warriors, like, you know, so specific ones. So they so you know, so it would make it easier for Shang to win the tournament.
That's not the way it's conveyed in MK9 because they are only shown fighting Earthrealmers.
Well, again,
aside from
Scorpion. Aside from Scorpion.
Yeah, but again, you can fight Earthrealmers if again, that's the fault of MK9's writing and the way the tournament is conveyed and how the tournament works. The Earthrealm warriors can fight Earthrealm warriors. Like even in MK1, if we were to set up a bracket, Earthrealm warriors would fight Earthrealm warriors.
The point is, though, it's clearly stated that Shang Tsung hired the Lin Kuei in MK9.
Yeah, that's
why I got the idea.
Yeah, you're right. The writer does say that. One more weird thing, though, is like, this is like my headcanon, but I can prove it with what happens in the film on top of him eating the Black Dragon leaders. So, Sub-Zero, if he's working with Shang Tsung, would be trying to sabotage the other Earthrealmers, right? But
yes.
After he yeets Kano, he doesn't go to like mess with the Earthrealm fighters. He continues on the path of the pit, like crossing the bridge, which means he's heading to Goro, like to win the tournament.
He just stands there, if I recall. He just stands there and watches.
Confronted him. Well, that's
but he's on his way.
Jumped up and fought him.
Yeah, he's on his way. Like he's like right there around the top, like
the double agent almost.
Yeah.
Maybe because he is supposed to, like, the original lore is him assassinating Shang Tsung. Maybe, but
I wonder if he's going to do it. I could easily be wrong because the writer's against me, but I'm just saying, like, on screen, he would have just hopped down and started fucking with the Earthrealmers if he was, like, trying to sabotage them.
I mean,
I guess because he wants honorable single-handed fights, I guess. That's how they portrayed him.
We got it with Scorpion.
Yeah?
And anyway, like, I think we're talking circles at this point.
We're getting in the 2-hour mark, so if we want, we can probably, like, talk over, like, maybe 2 big main points or 3, possibly, so...
Okay. Because I
don't want this to go 4 hours. I don't want this to go 4 hours again.
For sure, yeah. Because in the end, I basically just kind of want to talk about like the Johnny's whole characteristics.
Okay.
The ending, because the ending kind of brings up the my issues with the rules in a way, and I guess also like Shang Tsung and Scorpion, like this part of it. Oh, but. We want to talk a little bit about Liu Kang, right? I know, Snake, you're not a big fan of Liu Kang.
But
either way, how about
I just think he's nothing.
Give us your argument.
Actually, yeah. Wait, before we continue, you guys want like a little bit of a 5-minute break, get some water or something? Okay. We have been going for 2 hours. Okay,
sure.
I'm gonna go get.
I'll get some
my
water.
cup of water.
I'll get some water real quick. I'll be right back.
So we will continue this later.
I'll be right back.
Now that all those losers are gone. Look at Sonic with his shorts. So how are you guys? I'm good. I just put out released a Persona 3 visual novel, if anyone's interested.
Okay, I'm back.
I was trying to entertain the audience and shell my latest work.
Oh, you got your plug your shit up. All right.
Yep. But I also need
that's
to
all good.
Drink, so
all right.
Back in a sec. Now that you're here, but it was funny. I saw that Sonic was wearing shorts, and that was hilarious.
I'm wearing shorts too. Just I'm wearing dad shorts. That's what I'm wearing. It's good to wear shorts in this fucking heat.
You're all making fun of me for my sweatpants?
No, we were making fun of Sonic, not you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like my extremely long dildo that I have here?
Yeah. Is that a lightsaber? Oh shit! Whose lightsaber is that, or is that a custom made from Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah, it's one of those. No, it's not from Galaxy's Edge, but it's one of those fancy ones that you get at like conventions.
Oh, okay, nice.
It's out of battery though.
I need. You know what? I used to collect lightsabers. I don't have any anymore. So. Yeah,
I mean, they just collect dust anyway. You use them a couple of times, then you're like,
yeah, they collect. Yeah, I'm more interested in like the hilt than I am with like the actual blade and how it like moves and stuff. So, yeah.
And I think customize this actually, like you said, you can like exchange like it comes apart in like thirds, so
Yeah.
you can like mix and match it.
That's
which is
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I think I want like if I'm gonna collect lightsabers, I think I want Obi-Wan's the most and Darth Vader's. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that I think are the coolest ones that don't look ridiculous. Actually, you know what? I think Palpatine's lightsaber actually looks kind of cool.
What about the
hilt?
What's his name? Count Dooku's weird hilt that's
Yeah,
like tilted.
it's like tilted a little bit. Yeah, it's curved.
You aim it like this.
That one's kind of cool. Yeah.
I don't know. At least it's like unique. It's weird and impractical, I feel like,
Yeah.
to fight with because it's gonna always be at the wrong angle. But it's cool for like it's unique. It's the only lightsaber.
Well, I think Kylo Ren's lightsaber I think is also another one that I think I would want. I kind of like that
everyone
one.
will see my. Are you talking about Obi-Wan?
No, we're talking about lightsabers. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now people will see that I'm not wearing long pants. Damn it.
Yeah, we saw you wearing shorts. That was funny. That would be great. That was such a good alternate costume for Reptile. He's wearing shorts.
Why is Reptile?
He has that in Deception.
Reptile's got that.
He has that in
dress.
Deception. Wait, is it Deception? Deadly Alliance. Sorry, Deadly Alliance. He has that.
Deadly Alliance. When he's like full on dinosaur and like rags. Yeah.
He has the skin where it's basically just like naked Reptile.
I just want full on lizard boy Reptile, and all he's wearing is jorts, and that's it.
I can commission that. No, just kidding.
All right, lay it on us. What's this closing question or this big one? The granddaddy Hail Mary atom bomb of questions.
Johnny Cage. That sounds like a pretty. I think this is a pretty fun topic. Why not?
I feel
honestly,
like
this is.
I don't think we're gonna go anywhere with this one, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's fine because again, there are subjective parts of it, but I think I just want to get kind of my opinion a bit more conveyed, because this is like the this is again something I remembered from your very first reaction. I mentioned saying like I think in my video I stated like Johnny Cage is too much like the kind of character Johnny Cage is he's a balance between asshole and being funny, and there's a lot of these type of characters like Tony Stark, Han Solo, and whatnot. And I stated like I think he's leaning too much towards the asshole side. Okay. I remember then you also kind of stated like, what does that mean? What does that mean basically?
Yeah.
So,
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Yes.
Yeah. It's like I'm just calling him an asshole. Let me kind of convey this a bit more better. Essentially, I think I love Johnny Cage in like almost like all the other games. Basically, he's great. He's funny, and he's an asshole. But essentially, these type of characters, in my opinion, the reason why people love them, despite being an asshole, is because they're funny. If you have that thing to balance them, like people are gonna really like this character. And that's again, this is the subjective part because I know a lot of people also do like this version of Johnny because they think it's funny, but because Snake and I don't really think he's funny, all we're gonna see is his asshole side. Like, okay, it's like you're gonna like you're not treating Sonya that nicely. You're like taking the situation very like sort of like basically his actions kind of feel not like funny, but just feels like he's being a jerk in a sort of way. Like when he's watching Jax getting his arm pulled off, it's just like.
Well, that's something that's something he would probably say if he thinks it's fake. Because at that point, he still thinks he's on a movie set.
But how does he think it's fake when it's like, oh, here's a guy using his arms fully, and then they get pulled off? Like, how do you
prop sets look really like? Have you seen how the way
the movie? I get it.
Yeah, like have you
Tropic Thunder on it?
Yeah, if you've seen practical effects on like guts and like arms being thrown off, like they look really fucking real. So like,
the thing is pretty impressive.
But in separate shots, like, it's not going to be using those fake arms to punch people. In like a lengthy fight sequence, it's going to be like separately.
I mean, assuming the technology. I mean, assuming the technology is there, maybe it is. Like we just don't know. Like it's just.
I get that's the implication they're trying to go with, basically.
Yeah. See, the implication,
and it's an animated movie, of course. Like when if it's in live action, like yeah, it wouldn't work. But it's like it's an animated movie. Like you can get away with certain things like that.
To me, it just makes Johnny come off like a complete idiot.
Kind of checks out, though. I mean, I don't know.
Perhaps. The other thing I want to mention about Johnny is like, Johnny, like even before, like okay, I guess like even MK9 Johnny, there is that like fish out of water like situation with him that makes him kind of relatable, and essentially it's like you're kind of like seeing it through his perspective, like, oh, what's the MK world like and stuff like that. And I really didn't get that with this version of Johnny because all he does is crack jokes. I don't really feel anything relatable about this character.
He's always, but he's always questioning exactly what's surrounding him. He's actually not sure exactly what's going on, but it's up until the point where which is like midway through the movie, so he stops doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, like midway through the movie, he's talking like he's saying like this isn't some sort of like movie set. This is like this is the real thing and all that kind of stuff. So like it's not like he does
when he says that. Like, and I don't really think that's like really relatable in my opinion. I find that more just to be like, oh, he's trying to be a comic relief. Even when he got teleported to fight Baraka, like this better not be on a movie set. Like I forgot what puns he says when he gets like when he walks in
straight to video,
and he grabs like the food. And I said that this better not go straight to video. But I mean, afterwards he goes in and grabs like the really hard like food and stuff like that. He cracks a joke. He just keeps cracking jokes
because he still thinks he's on a movie set. He still thinks he's on a movie set.
Well, even after that, he also still keeps cracking jokes. Like,
would you want him to stop like making jokes?
Well,
he like Johnny still makes jokes in the '95 movie when he knows that when he knows that he's when he knows that he's in the tournament and stuff like that. Like when he knows the stuff is real.
Well, his jokes are a bit less like quippy in the '95 movie and more like.
Well, yeah, and then that's just a separate discussion on like which jokes are better and which one is funnier.
He often feels more frustrated because like I feel like in the '95 movie he realizes that he has no idea what's going on, whereas this one he's oblivious to that fact, and so the original one you can see the frustration. Point, yes. Like what is going on? Who is this guy? Like it all there, but you characterize him, but. In this one, he just seems completely oblivious to the fact that the stuff is happening and he's real, and so he comes off very stupid. And I think it's supposed to all be part of this idea that they're building up to. Johnny Cage can fight; that he's not just a complete.
Yeah, but you can also make the same argument with MK9.
Let's just go there.
Though. You can
let's just go there. Go ahead.
I wanted to just add one thing because it's relevant to what y'all were saying. So one of your issues was that he's kind of an asshole in this movie, like right.
But the thing is, he's not. In my opinion, with Snake, he's not funny. So that's why we only see him being an asshole.
I'm going to tackle both because he's also an asshole in the original movie, like the '95. Because the very first thing we see him do, or one of the first things we see him do, is assume that Liu Kang is his bag boy because he's Asian.
Oh yeah, so for sure.
That's pretty bad. And then I think the only difference is that we.
I don't. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I shouldn't interrupt. Sorry, my bad. That's my bad.
Okay. I think the real issue is that we don't get to see like Johnny Cage be the fighter also, so it's harder to respect him early on because we get to see him like fight Goro and the minions in the other movie and even fight Scorpion. So when he makes jokes or acts a certain way, you still respect that he's a good fighter and he's still like the human guy. They don't let Johnny Cage fight until way later in this movie, so it makes it harder to like respect him whenever he's oblivious or whenever he makes a snipe.
Yeah, he doesn't figure out until later in the movie. Yeah, you're right.
There's a scene that y'all are forgetting that I think is a good scene with Johnny Cage. There's a scene that y'all are omitting, and it's when they're all about to fight around that little campfire, and Johnny Cage goes, "Wait, slow down. Why are we fighting right now?" And they go, "Well, Mortal Kombat." And he goes, "Hey, did you declare Mortal Kombat? Did you?" And even Scorpion's like, "Nah." And he goes,
"It's funny you bring that up because he mentions it in his video, like the one good scene with Johnny."
The one thing I love about Johnny in that whole, I think that's a great Johnny scene. I'm like, wow, Johnny, so you're actually being a pretty great guy there. Like, I like that scene from Johnny. That is, one of the only things I liked about Johnny.
It's just like the way he composes himself for pretty much the rest of the movie is just is making him a complete clown to lead up to he's not actually a clown, he's actually really good, and then the next movie he's back to being a clown again. And
I actually like to debate and ask about this. So at the end when the Johnny comes and saves Sonya, that whole scene, I kind of stayed like the implication it gave me was like the movie is trying to tell us Johnny can fight. That's the implication I got, but I believe Brusk disagrees with me on that fact.
No, it is that Johnny can fight and all that kind of stuff. But that's his point in MK1. Like the point is that he's a real fighter. Like he can actually fight. He can do this on his own. He's the real deal. La 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 la. That's the point in MK1. That's sort of the point in Scorpion's Revenge. So yeah.
And
like we figured that out. We figured it out later. I mean, like you can argue whether or not like they should have like we figured it out like in the middle of the movie or maybe towards the beginning, like maybe a little after the beginning or something like that. That's just a different discussion. But
don't do that, please.
But but like the entire point is that Johnny is the real deal. Johnny can fight. Johnny is a real fighter. La 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 la. We kind of actually already know that because we see pictures of him like winning karate tournaments, winning like martial arts, like having martial arts badges. So we know that. We just don't. He doesn't.
And if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you know that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the movie kind of does give you the implication that he can. He just doesn't get the opportunity to do it. Like his big moment is when he actually gets to do it. So yeah.
Yeah. So then I didn't mention in this in my video, but I kind of wanted to like mention this. If you like Johnny in this movie, that big moment, I'm sure people will be like, oh hell yeah, that's my boy Johnny, let's go, here we go. Yeah, but I feel like for people who did not like Johnny, like me and Snake, I just felt like, okay, yeah, sure, you go dude, yeah, there's your moment. But I don't know, it kind of like checked out and felt like it wasn't very earned because he's just kind of been an asshole until the very end. I like Sonic because he's cracking my balls, and Liu Kang's like, doesn't make it better. Stuff like that. But again, that's more because I feel like we don't like Johnny. That's why.
Plus, there's also the fact that like it might be just more personal to me, but because Johnny is my favorite character, probably in the series at this point, because of how well he was handled in the NetherRealm trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know I have not a ton of nice things to say about the NetherRealm games, but Johnny Cage has always been a delight in these games, and so to see that character taken and from my stance, completely ruined because of the way they mishandled him in this film, from my perspective, it makes it way worse than just a character who got botched. Like I can say, 2021, like Nitara,
right.
Yes, who's handled poorly, but
or something,
it's not like it was Johnny fucking Cage, the best character. So
yeah, I get what you mean by that.
It really comes down to what you bring into it, like what you bring into it of Johnny, like what you think of him in the games going into the film, and then what you think of the way Johnny's characterized in the film. That those two things are going to drastically affect your takeaway of the character in the end. And if you like the way Johnny's portrayed here, fine. But for me, it was just horrendous, and it did not. And it was arguably worse in the sequel because he didn't really get he kind of walk back what they were building up to in this film.
I'm gonna add something because I think this will be a pretty good clarification here. I think the correct version, the correct way that they did Johnny Cage was Kano in the 2021 movie. Kano is a bad guy who is forced to go with the good guys, and you're supposed to hate his guts in the movie. Yet he's the most lovable character. Why? Because he's an asshole, but he's funny and he's relatable. And like his quips of like calling out like things like the fireballs and stuff.
I think here's another thing that we need to like talk about. I guess if you were to talk about asshole, you mentioned one example of him being an asshole. I think, and it was because he said Jax, because he called Jax getting his arms ripped off fake. What are the things that he does makes him seem like he's an asshole?
Basically the way he treats Sonya throughout the whole entire movie, until the end, I guess.
Well,
which is why he gets his balls kicked. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's sort of like he sort of like does the same thing in the '95 movie, and we don't have a problem.
And also, like, if you crack jokes that aren't funny, then that does kind of make you also look like an asshole.
Yeah, but then like, yeah, but like I don't know how to respond to that because I'm like, because like you can, I think I've said this in the Battle of the Realms debate, like. I don't know what to say to that because like some people can find one thing funny, like one comedian funny, and the other person is because comedy is subjective.
It's a different opinion, yeah.
But I mean, like I don't really see the difference in terms of like the way he like acts as an asshole compared to like the other things that he's been in, like an MK9, like an MK9, he wasn't even respecting, and he wasn't listening what Raiden and Liu Kang were telling him. Like about like, hey, how important it is. He was just like, yeah, guys, call the military. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And all that kind of stuff. Like, that can be considered an asshole, but like, we think that's funny. But like, for some reason, like Johnny makes similar like jokes, has a similar attitude in this, and it's not funny. I'm not sure exactly how. I just don't see it. Like maybe I just don't see it, and like if like, but I can't like there is nothing more I can say because, like, again, comedy is subjective. Like, I can't really argue like what's funny and what's not. I mean, like, we can in certain aspects, but like in terms of like making general jokes, it's whatever, you know.
Well, for me, there is one other core component of Johnny, not just that his kind of assholeish tendencies or the quips. It's his potential for maturity. In MK9, we do start to see that by the end of his chapter when he clearly starts to change his attitude around Sonya. Like how well it's handled is obviously up to the individual, but I think the potential for maturity, which is one of the reasons why Johnny's so great in the NetherRealm games, is he does mature over the course of that story. Whereas in this, in the Legends version, he feels like he never changes. You feel like he's the same character from start to end, rather than his asshole essentially being the starting point that he will mature from to become a more well-rounded and respectable hero, if you know what I mean.
The little bit we get is he's treating Sonya nicer-ish a little bit.
Yeah, he treats Sonya pretty nice and like in Battle of the Realms and like toward the end and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
A little bit.
In this film,
he goes out to save Sonya and all that kind of stuff. So like, and then like he doesn't really like do anything like demeaning to her or saying anything like you know. He doesn't make the same kind of like he doesn't have the same kind of characteristic or like I mean, okay, you already agree. So yeah.
But you could maybe argue that it's partly down to he's scared of being kicked in the balls again.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you kind of browbeat him into it.
Maybe probably. Point. Maybe that's the only reason why he's doing it. That's the only reason being nice because he doesn't want to get kicked. He doesn't want to get his balls crushed, or he does want to keep getting his balls crushed. So yeah, because he said he liked it. So yeah.
Oh. Doesn't make it better, but that's what Liu Kang says.
At the end of the day, he still definitely feels like Johnny Cage.
It still feels like
just
Johnny,
the lines. He's still Johnny Cage. He might not be your favorite portrayal of Johnny Cage, but like Brusk was pointing out, a lot of the stuff he does in this movie has either happened in MK9 or in another movie that he's appeared in. He's done similar things. There might be slightly differences, but he still definitely is Johnny Cage. He may not have this big change by the end, but I would argue that's a lot of characters in the Mortal Kombat films that start and end the same. In the 95 movie, he was clearly meant to be one of the three main characters, whereas in this movie, he's more of like the funny side character that has like that one moment.
I disagree with that. I think Johnny is one of the main characters. He stands out more than the other two, in my opinion.
As we stand out more, but I don't think he was ever.
I've kind of agreed before. It is also part of this is down to a difference of how we view the main character position.
Yeah, I feel like we can't even really debate it because it's an opinion kind of thing. Yeah, I like it more when it's like a fact thing.
This is probably the most subjective thing in this entire debate so far. But I'll just say this: that it's not that the portrayal of Johnny is wrong in this. Like it is all based in traits he already has. It's just I feel like they kind of exaggerated a bit, took it a bit too far, like in like the past version MK11. For me, that doesn't feel like Johnny because they kind of stretched those traits a bit too far for me.
Yeah.
Well, 11 is following off of like 11 is following off of two other games where he's already had like a big old story and all that kind of stuff. When this is just one, so this is his like origin. So yeah,
I'll just add one little thing. I'm pretty sure the majority of people like Johnny in this movie. From what I've seen from reviews.
Wait, hold on. I saw this dumb fuck comment. The problem is the character Johnny's personality shouldn't be the funny guy. What the fuck? That's his entire point. That's the point. The entire part of the fucking goddamn character. He is the funny guy. What the fuck are you talking about?
That is a pretty
motherfucker. I'm gonna ban that guy right now. I'm gonna ban him.
Unless you add somebody like Bo Right Cho to be the comedic relief, then someone's got to do it, and Johnny's the best like fit for it. I get that he can be serious sometimes, but like if you don't have someone else to be the comedic character, then like. It's got to be Johnny, unless Bo Right Cho comes in. Oh, hello everybody. Oh, we gonna do drinks soon. Just farts or something, you know. And that's like, we all love Bo Right Cho. He's so funny.
But essentially, I was saying is like, I know the majority of people like Johnny in this movie. I'm pretty certain from seeing all the reviews. But after I released my video, I also did see a lot of people agreeing with me about Johnny. So like I do see
they may have just agreed with it. They may have just agreed with it because they saw a YouTuber say it. So yeah. But like,
come on, Brock, come on.
That's a cute opinion. Did a YouTuber give it to you?
I saw that before. Yeah, I see that before.
Yeah,
I just say that image. Anyways, so
that was the big one. Do you have another one, like 2 or 3? Because again, I don't want it to go too long. We're almost in the 30 mark, so we're gonna hit 3 hours pretty soon.
For sure.
I don't want to rush you, but we should just we should I don't want. I just want this to not be 4 hours.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw. Actually, Well, technically speaking, it's 3 hours for us. But anyways,
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in the Shang Tsung one because that's the biggest gripe I had, and that's the biggest defense you had.
Okay.
But I also feel like I need to explain it a little better here.
Okay.
Okay. How do I start this? Basically. Okay. So my main argument, which I have stated in the video, is not the fact that Shang Tsung is supposed to be like the champion of Outworld.
Yeah.
That was not my point, basically.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of times it's like, while I'm ranting, I feel like I'm saying like, oh, like he should have fought. But my reasoning for that is not because like he's the champion of Outworld. I stated Goro is. But the reason is because throughout the 3 examples we have of like the MK1 story, MK1, who's the final boss? Shang Tsung in the arcade mode.
Yes.
MK1995, who's the final boss? Shang Tsung again. Of course, that's because he did cheat the rules and stuff. I'm not cheat, but he did like arrange the rules. And MK9 is just completely retcon that he is the champion of Outworld for MK1.
Yeah, no, well, it's not retcon,
I mean,
but
it's retcon, right?
It's
changed basically.
It's retcon, but not in the way you said. He says that your final challenge for this tournament is me, when it's not. I mean, it's supposed to be Goro.
But yeah, so essentially MK9 also is that.
Yeah.
Because of these 3 examples for me, and I'll admit, this is definitely much more of a personal rant, because when I saw like, I don't know if you guys felt this when you watched it, but when you saw Shang Tsung in the trailers or when you knew he was in the movie, did you feel like he was going to fight? Or did you feel like he was just not going to fight at all? Because I had the implication that
he could.
We were going to see him fight.
Because we expect that every time, because we always see Shang fight like in like any like media like ever, like of course.
And that's kind of like why I say it's more of a personal grudge, because I feel like that's why I made this like Shang Tsung is supposed to be the final boss of the tournament or something like that, because that's kind of like the grudge I had basically with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Were you gonna say something, Snake, or?
It's just I think because that was his role in the games, and that they've always done that for the MK1 tournament, it would just make sense for him to fight.
We expect that because we always see him fight, like in every like MK1 adaptation ever. Yeah.
You expect it so much that you might not even register that you expect it. Like I'd never really thought about it, but I probably would expect it. But
yeah.
It never occurred to me because it's just so obvious.
But I would like to state something. After thinking about that, I feel like I could have like conveyed that rant like much better, because like thinking about it now, my biggest issue with the movie is not Shang Tsung. Like, yes, I think he was portrayed.
You did a big old fucking rant about it. You brought out your fingers for that Shang Tsung point.
Yes, yes. That's the finger cam moment. Yeah. That's why I was like, you can see the finger cam here.
Right, your fingers.
Actually, I remember I stated in the video, I was like, people are gonna walk out of this movie thinking that Shang Tsung is the pussy secretary that works for like the big boss, and you're like, he kind of is.
He kind of is.
And I'm thinking like, Deadly Alliance Shang Tsung,
but
maybe like
but that's a beyond. Yeah, but that's a beyond. That's
a Deadly Alliance Shang Tsung that got bodied by Liu Kang and had to call for his butt buddy Quan Chi to do a back shot.
And that's a post Shao Kahn world too. That's a post Shao Kahn world. That's a post Shao Kahn like boss game or era.
To be fair, Liu Kang is the best fighter, so it's not.
I know. I'm just saying that Shang Tsung isn't that much better by himself either. I think it's just that like. It's peanut butter and jelly. They go together so well, you know, Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, but neither one by themselves is like, oh, fuck, we're screwed.
It's just Snake disagrees.
Which is kind of funny, because that implies that no villain has ever tried that in history. Like, Shao Kahn never thought, like, hey, Shang Tsung, you want to just, like, rush him? Just you and me attack all the heroes? No, why not?
I mean,
maybe.
Shang definitely is supposed to be competitive, even in this, where it's clear that. I mean, it's almost like why would you even bring up the fact that he used to be a champion of the tournaments if you're not going to have him fight?
I do think he is. I was a bit disappointed he didn't fight, but I knew he wasn't going to when I saw how messed up Liu Kang was during the Goro fight.
Even before number one, it's not his place to fight in the tournament. He's a host. He's not a fighter.
Brusk, let me say this right here. A lore accuracy speaking, yes, but from the fact that we've had 3 like times and the fact that it's Shang Tsung, that was like my grudge.
Yeah, in MK1, you fight Shang Tsung because
Yeah, I know from the lore accuracy that Goro was the champion and Shang Tsung was just like, I want to fight you, Liu Kang.
Yes.
But he is the final boss of MK1.
He's the final boss because that's but for story reasons. It's not because he's the final boss of like the tournament. And so when you win the tournament,
but he is in the game.
Kind of.
I'm not arguing lore accuracy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking about a movie with a story. So
in essence, the reason why Liu Kang is supposed to fight Shang Tsung is to reclaim the tournament back for the Shaolin. That's the reason. Yeah,
and also Shang was trying to kill him like in the process after they won. Like he was trying to burn down the entire island, which he also does. Which he also does in Legends.
In this movie,
so it's really fighting Shang Tsung. Really. Sorry, Liu Kang fighting him is more just like a personal thing for him. Like it's not like
it's personal.
Prerequisite for the tournament is over once Goro loses. Like that is just the way that goes.
Yes.
So
and I'm not arguing about that. I'm arguing about like
neither of you. Again, it's just a difference of opinion. Like with Brusk, it's like that's just an extra thing for this one character. He's not the main character here, therefore it doesn't matter. Whereas with Sonic, it's like that's the tradition of the MK1 narrative.
Which true. For me,
it's just I see Shang Tsung, I want to see him fight. Could
I see like why Shang Tsung can I see a complaint of like why hey Shang Tsung didn't fight in this one? Can I understand that? Yeah, sure, but like it's not his place to, he doesn't really need to.
I will add that I actually kind of like it. In hindsight, I prefer it this way because for the first time, like the final fight wasn't Shang Tsung. It was actually like Quan Chi this time, and I like that. I think it's an interesting way to end it. And like BruskPoet brought up, who's the main character, right? It's Scorpion. So the final fight should be him and his rival. So that would be Quan Chi.
Yeah, there are certain sacrifices you have to make when the title of your movie is Scorpion's Revenge. There's certain sacrifices you have to make.
There's the budget. Budget, time length, all that.
I mean, you say it's nice that it's something different that Shang Tsung isn't the final villain because Quan Chi, but when Quan Chi is the final villain, Shang Tsung is basically the final villain because they're basically the same character.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Okay, so let me state this, by the way. As I stated, retrospectively speaking, that part, in my opinion, is more personal. Because like when I did my finger cam ranting about Raiden in the 2021 movie, people were like, yeah, fuck Raiden. Yeah, that guy's shit. Like completely like a horrible character. But when I did my rant for Shang Tsung, definitely I felt like more people would be like, yeah, Sonic's mad about Shang Tsung. Let's watch Sonic be mad about Shang Tsung. I feel like, I don't know if a lot of people agreed with me on that, but they enjoyed the rant more because I was just mad about it. But in hindsight, my bigger issue is not really Shang Tsung. It's the scene that like got me to rant in the first place. That's a little like a backtracking here a bit, basically.
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit about like Goro's death. Like, what do you guys feel about that? Basically,
I mean, should it have been like should there have been like where he like hits him in the back? Yeah, sure, probably. I mean, like again, I like this movie. Doesn't mean I like the fact that Scorpion killed Goro. I mean, like honestly, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal if like Goro like at least had like another fight scene with like with Scorpion. Like I think that would have been fine. But I've just learned to live with it, so I don't think I'm gonna really disagree or anything. I've just learned to live with it because what else? What more is there to add?
My slight issue, not slight really, but my issue with that was like okay, wait, but let me first little backtrack here because I think you just mentioned this previously, but you stated that like if you fight Goro, it's a free for all. Everybody can just go up there and fight.
Once you get to the point where you can fight Goro, it's like that's the main point. You get wherever you want, yeah.
So would you say? Are you saying kind of like saying like? It can be like a 2v1 or a 3v1 if it wanted to be.
If it could, yeah.
Like I don't think because I remember because Liu Kang specifically stated it. The rule stated single-handed combat.
Yeah, probably within
That's why when Scorpion kills Goro, I was kind of pissed off.
Yes, Yeah, well, I mean, you were pissed because Goro died by like by like one shot and all that kind of stuff, not because of like my rules. It's because
it's the rules that really pissed me off.
I
stated
don't.
that in my review
No,
too.
I don't know. Honestly, I think you're bullshit. No, I'm just kidding. No, okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It can't be single-handed combat because it literally turns into a battle royale.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's already not.
Well, the reason why it's a battle royale, the reason why they didn't have single-handed combat because the Black Dragon aren't like part of the tournament. Yeah. That's why they had the battle royale.
But I also mean, but on top of that, I mean like the setting itself, like they're all just able to roam around. So it stands to reason that at any point during them just roaming around, they could have had a 2v1 or like a 2v2. There's nothing stopping it. It's not like in the actual games where it's a clear, sanctioned, like here's everyone watching. It's these two people fighting. In that movie, they legit have like. Is 10 people wandering the forest.
And then I think that maybe it's possible, and then I think maybe it's possible that like up until like it is single combat up until the point of where you fight the champion, but at the same time Scorpion was representing Outworld, was representing Outworld, so he becomes the new champion. Like nobody wins up until that point. Nobody is a winner. So like single combat between somebody who's of the opposing team, maybe that's the thing. Maybe there's like wiggle room you can work around that. So like
because they're all three different.
Yeah, because they're different. Yeah, because it's different. So but like
that's the thing that I take issue with. Everything you stated, great interpretation. It's never explained. You only can interpret that. It's like nothing.
Here's one more example then.
A lot of people...
Keep in mind, Shang Tsung is the host of the tournament, right? Shang Tsung is hosting it. And he, up until that point, like, he's shocked that Goro was killed by Scorpion, but even, like, Liu Kang is looking up at Scorpion, like, with no energy, thinking, like, oh, he might just kill me now and claim the tournament for Outworld, who is working with Shang Tsung up until this point. Quan Chi tried to poison him, but it's still, like he's fighting on his behalf pretty much. So I think Shang Tsung was still like, well... That's against the rules, but I'm the host and I'm not going to say shit because he's probably going to kill Liu Kang right now, which, like, still a W. Like, I want their greatest warrior dead.
True.
So that's what
they go with, basically.
But a lot of the stuff, I know,
but
when you say things like it's not explained, like it's pretty much implied. Like if you watch the movie, if I was able to watch the movie and come out without interpretation, it's because the movie probably did a good job at doing showing, not telling. I don't really need explicit.
TrueUnderDawg just stated that this is a battle royale, but it's not like they stated that ever. The only line I have is Liu Kang saying the rule state it's supposed to be single-handed combat.
Yeah.
And that's why I believe that even though they're on the island, I still think it's still 1v1.
Probably single-handed combat between one person versus another. Like one team versus another team. But if you're on the same team and you kill somebody, it's like... I don't think there would be I don't think there would be a rule against that. Like if you I don't think there would be a rule against that. Like I don't know. I think it's thinking a little bit too hard on it. Like I don't think you would combat your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To be exactly, Brusk. That's why I feel like when you turn your brain off and watch this movie with all the fights, not that many issues. But if you really think about it,
but it's not.
I think
you're making. But I think you're making issues like. You're making things issues when they're not really issues. Like you're thinking about it way too much to a point where it's like, is that really an issue? Not really.
And I know a lot of us enjoy storytelling.
Well, no, I wasn't talking about that, but yeah, go ahead.
So because I'm with Brusk here, I understand where you're coming from though, Sonic, because like it is nice when they actually explain stuff. But I also am a firm believer that not every single thing needs to be stated because then it becomes like a shonen, and that can be really annoying when characters expressly state everything. And also keep in mind, you said Liu Kang said that rule, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Liu Kang's not the host. He's just one of the competitors, so he either could be... He doesn't decide if it's a rule break or not. Shang Tsung does, I suppose, or like the host do. So Liu Kang might believe that's how it's supposed to be done. Shang Tsung's shown that he's like willing to cheat, and he's like already sabotaging everything with the Black Dragon. So I really do just think in the same way that the Black Dragon were sabotaging it for him, I think he just thought that Scorpion was going to kill Liu Kang, and he was like, well, I mean, if he wants to win the tournament that bad, I'm not going to stop him. And like that's got to be why, because he's even shocked when Scorpion goes like, I forfeit. He's like, oh!
Snake has an opinion here.
I'm not sure I really agree with like what either of you are saying, because I feel like you've been a bit too lax with the idea of the rules. Like, I feel like the rules need to be clear. I know you don't want things to be over-explained, but I feel like the film doesn't explain it anywhere near well enough. Like,
I think
clear. Are fights between multiple? Because if fights between like 2v1 something were fine, why does the film not show that? Why are all the major fights 1v1s? Why do we not have, other than when random guys show up to interfere with the tournament? Why Sonya versus Reptile, not Sonya versus Reptile and Nitara, just to show that is okay in the tournament rule set? So I feel like
that's two opposition. That's two people on the same team versus another person versus one person versus another person on the other team.
So you're saying that it's okay to gang up on people on your own team, but not people on the other team?
I just don't think I just don't think the rules were probably written in a way to. I don't think the rules were probably written in a way where they would think that would happen.
Let me continue because I want to get back on this.
Like,
later,
who would expect? Like, who? Like, what? Like, which Outworlder would kill Goro? So that like, you don't need to do that. But like, Scorpion wasn't really there for the tournament, so that's why he did it.
Well, you say that, but you have the Lin Kuei and Black Dragon showing up and like fighting.
Again, I'm probably going against the writer. I don't think they're going up against Outworld. They are for Outworld. I don't believe. Well,
let's focus on the Black Dragon.
I'm going to go against the writer on that one.
Like, yes. Kano is clearly working for Shang Tsung, right? Kano at least is very clearly working for Shang. So he's fighting against his own realm. So
is he part of the tournament? I mean, in MK1, yes, in the story, but like in the movie, we don't know that. The point is,
they're working for Shang Tsung.
Yeah, but they're not.
Shang Tsung's troops.
Yeah, so it's like the fact that people can, in some capacity, betrayed their own realm to work for the other realm. Doesn't that mean that someone should be able to look at that and go, well, maybe an Outworlder might betray the champion?
Hold on, again, I'm. This is going.
Even though you disagree with Lin Kuei, like Scorpion still kills a Lin Kuei and Sub-Zero. And again, Jeremy Adams stated they're working for Shang Tsung.
Yeah, and I'm going against the writer on that one. I already said. So yeah, Scorpion is killing the Earthrealm war.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm just saying I'm going to. Scorpion killing the Earth. Assuming that I'm correct. I mean, like, I don't care what. I honestly, I'm just gonna. Again.
Assuming, okay.
Okay, I'm assuming I'm correct. Scorpion killing the Lin Kuei is just him going up against Earthrealmers. Scorpion is on the side of Outworld, so he's killing the opposing team. There is no rule breaking there. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're saying that it's okay to kill your own team, but if it's not okay to gang up as like against another team.
I think what BruskPoet is saying is it can't be 2v1. Both Goro and Scorpion and Liu Kang, it's 1v1v1 technically. Yeah. Because they're all like against each other.
Yeah.
Technically. It's just that Scorpion saw his chance to get the kill shot. And I would love if there was a line where it's like, oh, did you just stealthily kill him from behind? Yeah. Because I'm a ninja.
Yeah, because it's like, is it okay? Probably not, but the rules, again, the rules are probably set up in a way to, they're probably set up for people of the opposing team. They're probably not set up for people who are killing their own, thing.
I feel like the fact we're having this debate at all is a sign that the rules of the tournament are really not explained anywhere near well enough. Because I don't feel that there would be this much of a debate over the interpretation and the intentions of the rules if they were more cleanly laid out. Which
we have like 3 interpretations about this right now. Yeah,
I mean,
it's always been an issue with MK Media. No version has ever laid out the rules for the tournament clearly, ever. So it's not like it's exclusive to this film, but I feel like it is.
Well, I think they did a pretty.
Arguably more of an issue in this film than any other version. Because there's so much shit going on, and it's really unclear what is and is not allowed.
This is probably the most clear time we've ever had like tournament rules established, like ever. Like,
and I disagree. Yeah. I watched this,
can you explain the rules? Okay, can you explain the rules of MK9?
Well, no.
Okay. Well, can you explain the rules of MK1? We're assuming there's a bracket, but it's never said.
No.
So yeah, but you can explain the rules here. You can at least get to a starting point and maybe like a gray area and then a beginning and then an end point.
Can you?
Yes.
You can also with MK9. Honestly, it's like a tournament. You fight till you get all the way to the top.
Yeah, but
sure,
like,
Shang Tsung bullshits his way a lot, but it's still
MK9 is like
it's still just like
Shang just picks fights
tournament.
from each realm and says fight each other in MK9. So there is like even if it's just like not like
he's making the rules up. He's making the rules up as he goes, though. It's never explained exactly like it's never explained. Yeah, no, it's never explained whether or not Earth roamers do Earth roamers fight each other, or do they no, hold on. There are people who fight twice even though they fucking lose. I could have sworn this happened in MK9.
Yes. Cyrex does. Cyrex lost to Scorpion, but he still fights again.
Yeah, so like, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? Like,
was that an actual tournament sanctioned fight?
Loser bracket.
Because it feels like
that's what I thought too. I thought it was loser bracket too.
It feels like only fights happen in the courtyard. They feel like they're the only ones considered official tournament bouts.
Okay, wait, Brusk, I agree. MK9, lame. That stuff is pretty bad. Okay. I still prefer Shang Tsung calling the shots than just whatever the fuck the tournament's
making
going
the
on
rules up as you go is just not a proper way to.
I'm gonna have that hard take.
Yeah, we can agree that's fucking stupid and dumb, but at least we can understand how things are going.
Okay, but how do you not understand M. Scorpion's in the Legends movie, where they're like, "Hey, you're all sent in this battle royale. You're all sent in the battle royale. It's a battle royale. It's a battle royale. Whoever gets to Goro gets to Goro, and all that kind of stuff. Rules of single combat.
Well, they never stated it's a battle royale. I mean, yeah, it is like
you're set up being a battle royale type thing where they're all sent to random places.
It is so played out like a battle royale. It's like
I'd say it's probably safe to assume that you're supposed to. It is mostly a battle royale at that point, but for the Goro fight, it's just
you get to the final boss. Yeah, whoever gets to the final, whoever gets there is who's gonna fight Goro. Like that. That is where you determine whether or not you get killed by Goro, or you kill Goro yourself, and you're the champion.
But if it's a battle royale, then why does Liu Kang say it's one-on-one fights? Because I really don't buy into the idea that he's missing.
It can be a battle royale. It can be a battle royale where okay, it's a battle royale. So you're up there, and then there's one person who fights another, and then boom, it's a single combat. Like nobody else can fight you. Right. Like everybody else can surround you and all that kind of stuff, but you're not fighting them.
So then, why is Scorpion able to interfere in the Liu Kang versus Goro?
Because he's not on the same side. It's not a single. It's one on one. Like what Underdog was saying. It's not Scorpion and Goro fighting against Liu Kang. It's Liu Kang and Goro, and then I guess Scorpion takes the roll up.
Why was Shang Tsung and Quan Chi being so nice to each other in the beginning? If Shang Tsung was like, "I want you another round fighter to like represent us," basically, but I guess he's not then.
Well, he doesn't want to blow his cover.
I mean, they never trust each other. Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, like Shang Tsung even expected Quan Chi to try to poison him. That's why he's like, "Haha, nice try there." So I think that Shang Tsung just let things happen if they were going in his favor.
Yeah.
Like you're saying,
obviously, and he was right because it happened. Like he got to capture Quan Chi. Yeah.
I will say that, like, for my main statement, it looks like Shang Tsung, or like the rules are never clearly stated in most of the things.
It's not
explicit. Kind of get the idea, but then they also break them every now and then. Like MK9 is like, it's more of an actual tournament in the sense that Shang Tsung usually has to be present for it to be an actual match. Like, he has to be there to see it. He's also the one that says, "Okay, a challenge. Like, let's go. This counts as one of the fights." But he also decides, like, out of nowhere, "Hey, by the way, 2v1 right now." Like Quan Chi and
and he brings in Quan Chi to fight in the MK1 tournament. Like, what the fuck? This is like, what happens? Yeah, like what happens? Yeah, like what happens?
It's not good. I agree, it's not good, but I agree. It could have been explained way better. But I'm just saying it's a sin that like most of the stories kind of share.
Sure.
Explain it.
Sure.
All I know about Mortal Kombat, to me, my perspective is that in Mortal Kombat, they're risking their lives. That's like rule number one, is that it's a fight to the death unless your opponent chooses to spare you, which they can. But there's no rule against killing you. So you're putting your life on the line. Rule number two is that whichever realm's person is the last one standing, and like defeats Goro, is the winner. And that's like, it's usually in a bracket form, but those two main rules are still there. You can die, like no one's going to save you unless the opponent decides to spare you. And also, if you are the last one standing and beat Goro, your realm wins. Those are like the two main rules that seem to be constant in most of the movies, but like that's it. Outside of that, they mix it up all the time.
Sure, but it's not really an issue of this is different from the others or this is bad and the others are fine. It's a case of we just don't think that the rules in this specific version, like ignoring everything else. Imagine this is the only Mortal Kombat thing ever. We just don't think the rules are very clearly defined for what is and is not allowed. And so
I think that's where we differ with opinions. Bruskin, you think it's like it's defined and it's good, and me and Snake just don't think so.
I don't think it's defined. I think that Shang Tsung is like the one hosting it, which is kind of funny already because the gods are the ones that set Mortal Kombat in place, right, to stop you from merging realms without 10 victories. So technically, you think the gods would mix up who hosts it, but it's always like Shang Tsung hosting it on Shao Kahn's behalf. Yeah. Well,
Elder gods are kind of shit anyways.
Pretty much the Elder gods have given Shang Tsung, for whatever reason, Shang Tsung gets to be the one that hosts the tournament. So maybe he has way more, maybe he's like a court judge where like you have a sentence you're supposed to do, but court judges can like, it can be lenient or more harsh on their sentencing because they're the judge. Like they have a lot of power. And I'm wondering if Shang Tsung's like that. Like he has like these base rules he has to hit.
Yeah.
But outside of that, he has a ton of fucking power to like change things. I wonder if that's just how it works. They've never stated that, but based on how I see him change shit in all the different games and movies and stuff, it seems like that's kind of how it is. Like he's the host, so what he says is what will go. And the reason he allowed it all to happen is because he seemed like up until the last moment, he would still maybe win because Scorpion might kill Liu Kang, which even if that means Outworld wins, I mean, NetherRealm wins, it's still like, well, at least we killed Liu Kang, which is like, he hates Earthrealmers, I think, and all that. He hates like the Lin, he hates the Shaolin. This is great Kung Lao, sorry.
That is a totally fair way of viewing it. I just think that if that was what they were going for, they did a poor job of conveying that was the intent. I can absolutely believe that is the way they intended to be, but I think that there needs to be more clear with how.
Well, don't you think? Well, don't you think if like you can watch that movie and you can say, yeah, that makes sense if I watched the movie and that's how it was? Don't you think that's like a? Don't you think it's not that big of an issue?
That's the thing, Brusk. I would like to say, when the first time I watched this movie with my brother, I wanted to get onto this later on the whole choice part where like Shang Tsung offers the two choices. After that, when Quan Chi's just fighting with Scorpion, I just started like ranting and saying like, this is the shittest tournament rules I've ever seen. Like the first time I watched it, I've already just kind of like I'm like, yeah, that's just have Goro die and then Shang Tsung get betrayed, so we can have Scorpion kill Quan Chi. I was like kind of done with it basically because we had to do all that just to lead up to the Scorpion versus Quan Chi fight, and I didn't like it. I didn't like that.
Okay. I don't really know what to say to that, but okay.
But yeah, that's the two sides. Yeah, we have been going on this part for a while.
Rules don't make sense, but we agree for different reasons. You think it doesn't make sense because of like the story didn't do a good job explaining it. I think it doesn't make sense, but that's because Shao Kahn calls the shots and he's being a little fucker.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Shang Tsung calls the shots. Sorry.
I mean,
now I want to get.
Kahn is above him, so he technically calls the shots.
He does, but in the movie we don't see Shao Kahn.
Not in this because he's not. He doesn't care. He just lets Shang Tsung do it. But afterwards, okay, now I'm gonna do it in the Battle of Realms and MK2.
We're in the 3-hour mark here, so just letting you know. Yeah.
My
girlfriend's starting to get a bit impatient.
Oh shit! Okay, let me hurry up and get to like my biggest issue. Basically, this one is really where
the big one. This is the big final boss. Okay, this is a big final boss.
Yeah, this is where I kind of feel with like even my opinion about like it kind of links to like the Shang Tsung and even the rules is the choice scene. Now you know what I'm talking about, right? Like the scene where Shang Tsung is trying to outplay one final time. That part. What the bitch? But anyways, now I want to bring in two perspectives as to how I'm looking at this scene. I want to bring in. Oh crap! My microphone. I want to bring in La La Land, something that, like, it's a fan fiction territory where perhaps maybe it's how I thought about watching it the first time, and then I want to talk about what actually happened, basically. So bear with me. I'm going to explain these two, and there's a reason why, but I want to talk about these two. When Scorpion walked in, and when he says, I don't care about the tournament, I just want Quan Chi, when Shang Tsung says, okay, I'll give you two choices then. Kill Liu Kang, and I'll give you Quan Chi, and anything else basically. And now, the alternate the alternate option here, in my opinion, would be if you don't kill Liu Kang, I'm gonna kill you. That was like how I felt like it could have went, or like how there was like a threat like established basically for this choice scenario. It's like, okay, Scorpion, do you want to choose like your own selfish desires of revenge and getting Quan Chi, or do you want to save Earthrealm and like face the consequences for that action too? But that's not what happened. What happened is Shang Tsung saying, kill Liu Kang, I'll give you Quan Chi, and if you yield, I'm fucked. And that seems very lame, in my opinion. It's like, Shang Tsung's like, oh, if you kill Liu Kang, I'll give you this ice cream. If you don't, you get 2. Oh, what you gotta pick? I want the 2 ice cream. No! Shit! Fuck! No! That, in my opinion, like, I don't really like that scene, and for a multitude of reasons, but let's talk about it. What do you guys think about that?
I think I didn't watch that movie I didn't watch that movie and came out and think that at all. Like, okay, so Scorpion kills Goro, and then Scorpion kills Goro, and now Scorpion is like the defending Earthrealm, defending Outworld champion. So like he still needs to kill Liu Kang. So when Shang Tsung is saying like, okay, I'll give you like Quan Chi if you to kill Liu Kang, I think he's just saying that he's saying that in the sense of like, well, you have to kill Liu Kang first so you can secure my victory. Because that's how the tournament that's how the tournament works, and then you can have like Quan Chi. He's just saying like, just do this one last final thing for me. I don't think he's like saying, "Oh, do this for me, or else you'll die." I don't. Did he ever say that?
No. I meant like, again, that's La La Land. What I'm saying is, there is a threat, there is a consequence to what you choose in that scene.
Yes,
but there wasn't. It's just either be an asshole and kill Liu Kang, or don't, and you get the exact same thing. Like the director stated, he gets his cake and eats it. Like there was nothing. There was no tension. There's nothing.
Yeah, I don't think you and I were ever worried about it, but Liu Kang was, because Liu Kang doesn't know much of anything about Scorpion except that he looks freaky because he's an undead like corpse walking around.
Well, if he killed Liu Kang, then that means Outworld would have won.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter for Scorpion. That's not his like main motive.
Yeah, but like you also should be rooting for Liu Kang too, right? Just because this isn't really Liu Kang anymore. This is about Scorpion.
Yeah, like but the choice part.
Yeah, but you also don't want the bad guys to win, right? You don't want Shang Tsung to win in the movie. Of course, you don't want him to win. You want the Earthrealmers to win because because it's an Earthrealm story. It's a good guy versus bad guy story.
I get what you're saying, but then you can also write it in a way that doesn't reflect it that way. This choice scene reflects about like 3 things I don't like about this movie mainly. One, Shang Tsung's pathetic, of course, for coming up with this whole thing. It's just a really pathetic attempt. And there's nothing like smart about it. 2, I want to get into like the rules again, but we just kind of went through that whole.
Repeat what you're trying to say, because you're saying that like it doesn't matter that like a Scorpion doesn't care about the tournament. He doesn't care if Outworld wins. We do.
Well,
we want Scorpion to change.
Scorpion does like care about like them winning in the end. Because that's like his whole motive throughout the movie.
Yeah, we want Scorpion to have a change of mind. We want him to have a choice, which is what is brought up. Like, there's always another choice.
There really isn't a choice there, because
here's my question,
do the good thing.
I have no idea. Okay, I seriously am having a hard fucking time.
I got a question that I think we'll tie it together. Okay. Sonic, what leads to Quan Chi actually being there for Scorpion to kill? Like, what leads to that actually happening? Like, why is Quan Chi there for Scorpion to fight? Does he like just not escape a portal in time? I just forgot. It's been a while since I watched.
Oh, Shang Tsung grabbed Quan Chi, and that's why he's like, "Oh, I got Quan Chi. You want him? Like, come and get him."
Yeah, like Quan Chi
did it too early then, so he just fucked up. He should have like had the threat and then said, "Hey, Scorpion, if you don't kill Liu Kang right now, I'm not bringing Quan Chi to you, and you'll never get revenge." But he showed his hand early, I guess, by bringing him there anyway.
Something like that.
So there would have been tension, but Shang Tsung just kind of fucked up. He wanted to show that he had Quan Chi.
Okay.
But then it's like he's already there.
Well, Quan Chi was already being held because he grabbed him because of the poison attempt, wasn't
the poison attempt, yeah.
I'm sorry, I completely forgot about this because, now I just remembered about something. The reason why I really dislike that choice part, especially for Scorpion, is that's a very pivotal moment for his arc. Throughout the movie, he's struggling between getting revenge or doing the right thing, which is saving the world. And that choice, if, again, we go back to La La Land, if there was a consequence to that choice, then if there's like a reason why, maybe I should consider if
he doesn't kill. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead one more time.
But what I'm saying is like that choice is pathetic and completely ruined. Then there's no like oh, Scorpion has to make the right decision thing, because it's just like he's obviously gonna make the right decision because there's no like threat or like there's no like consequences for picking like saving the world. You lose Quan Chi. No, there's none of that. Then of course you're gonna go with the one like the better option basically, and that's why I don't really like the way.
Yeah, sorry. Because Sonic, you're doing a great job. I just wanted to say it from another perspective. What Sonic is trying to say, I think, is that Scorpion, if he does what Shang Tsung says and kills Liu Kang, he gets to kill Quan Chi. But even if he doesn't do what he says, he'll still get to kill Quan Chi. So it wasn't like there was much of a choice for him to make between revenge and saving the world, or winning the tournament.
Yes.
It's like
but like this, I think in a grand, in the when you look at the bigger picture in terms of like the story, yeah, like either way, okay, I can understand now. Either way, Scorpion would have got to kill Quan Chi if he killed Liu Kang, or if he didn't get to kill Liu Kang, right? Am I following right now?
Yes.
And so you're saying that there is not much. Okay, but now this is where I'm gonna say. There's a bigger picture in the story. Yes, he's gonna get his revenge either way, but we're also gonna like Liu Kang, Raiden, everybody else that we care about. They're all gonna die.
Sure,
so we should also care about that as well. It's a bigger picture kind of thing. Yes, it's in the face of Scorpion. And in Scorpion's mind, it doesn't really matter, but like there's a bigger picture here with the entire story, with all the other remaining characters, and all the other remaining characters are mostly the good guys, and we want the good guys to win.
Yeah, but it's actually no reason for Scorpion to choose to kill Liu Kang because he gets what he wants either way, and sparing Liu Kang is like the good thing to do. Where I think what Sykes really hoping for was that it would be beneficial to Scorpion personally if he did kill Liu Kang, whereas if he doesn't, that's
because it would be like out of revenge, because revenge, it would be out of he's killing Liu Kang when he doesn't really need to do that, right? Does he really need to kill Liu Kang, or can he just?
The implication of that choice.
So literally, why would he choose to? It's not a choice because
he didn't. But that's why. But he didn't kill Liu Kang.
No. The fact is that he could choose to kill Liu Kang, or he could choose not to. There is literally no reason for him to choose to do it because he gets what he wants either way. If he chooses to kill Liu Kang, then that's detrimental for everyone else. But he still gets what he wants regardless. So the only logical thing to do would be to say, well, no, I'm not going to kill him. I get what I want either way, and I'm just going to let the good guys win.
Like I stated, either one ice cream or two.
There's nothing pulling him towards a decision to kill Liu Kang.
If I had to reach, and I mean like a big reach, like Mr. Fantastic, stretchy arms reach, I think the only way we could interpret this in the way that like it was a choice, which I mostly agree with you guys, there's not too much stakes in it. I think what they were going for is if it would have worked better if Scorpion was more like the Scorpion we see in MK9, or even like the earlier games where he's like mostly just blood drunk and he wants to like fight anyone to get to Quan Chi. But from the very start of Scorpion's Revenge, even when he's in the tournament, he's got like more of a head on his shoulders than I feel like MK9 Scorpion even did. Where he's,
do you think Scorpion would be this? Do you think Scorpion would be a better character if he killed Liu Kang?
No, but I was gonna get to that. Sorry, what I'm saying is, so
that's not the issue here.
Yeah, no, but you're saying it doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, TrueUnderDawg. My bad. Go.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up tying it together. So what I'm saying is that the reason it would be a choice at all, if I had to reach, like a big reach, is that if Scorpion didn't have any character development at all, if like Raiden had never reached out to him and told him to sometimes think for others and not just like be revenge only, then the quickest route to get what Scorpion wanted and kill Quan Chi would have been to kill Liu Kang, because it'd just be a faster route to it, right? If he only cared about revenge. But he chose the more complex route to get what he wanted, because that would help other people, and he would get what he wanted, even if it takes a bit longer, because instead of just killing Liu Kang and getting Quan Chi right away, he has to say I yield and then give the tournament. Like
we also get seen. Go. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for interrupting you.
I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much done. That's pretty much.
We also get a scene. Yeah. We
revenge.
also see a scene of him like kind of like not caring for the Earthrealm, but he's fighting alongside the Earthrealm heroes,
hanging out with them.
If he killed Liu Kang, I don't feel like that would be very consistent with how his character is played out throughout the movie.
It's like, so there's literally no reason for him to make that one option he's been presented with. He's been presented with kill Liu Kang or don't. Either way, he gets what he wants. There's nothing at all pulling him towards that one option. A choice like this should have benefits in both cases that the character has to struggle with. But there is nothing dragging him towards that choice. It's like that's just clearly the better option.
I think
a good revenge story has to have consequences. It has to explain why is revenge bad. And throughout this whole movie, other than Bihan, yes, we know that killing that was wrong and that was bad.
That's the only thing that you need. You're killing innocent people. You're killing people who don't need to be killed in when you're driven with revenge. You don't need to kill Liu Kang. You would
argue saying that was more important for Scorpion's like character. Is it like a choice at the end there? But there wasn't, because
he's presented as this huge dilemma that Scorpion needed to work his way through, like to kill Liu Kang in order to get revenge, or not kill him, and in theory, not get revenge if he doesn't kill him. But he gets revenge either way. So one option has nothing at all pulling him towards it. There's no reason for him to choose to kill Liu Kang. So why is his choice even here?
Yeah, and when I first saw that scene, though, I get what y'all want. Y'all want it to be like a plot arc like payoff where like Scorpion has been wanting one thing this whole time but decided I'm going to go against my desire, which is to get revenge in order to save Earth. That's what y'all wanted it to be. That's how it would normally be. What I think it actually was though meant to be instead of that, I think you're giving unfortunately a bit too much credit to the plot. I think what they actually wanted it to be there is that Shang Tsung got scared because he's like, oh fuck, like we're about to lose. So his last minute like Hail Mary desperate like toss was, okay Scorpion, stop whatever you're doing because I have a deal for you real quick. Okay, I want to win this tournament so fucking bad because we need our 10 consecutive wins to invade Earthrealm. So, I know you want to kill Quan Chi. Here he is. Okay, just let us win this tournament. Like, you win it for Outworld, and then you can have Quan Chi. I think it was like a Hail Mary. I don't think it was meant to be some big moral dilemma.
It probably,
I think it was Shang Tsung being an asshat.
Yeah, it might have been that. It might have been that as well, but at the same time, like Scorpion learning that if you're just on a revenge driven, I think Scorpion already learned that he killed an innocent man out of revenge, even though like and revenge just blinded his decision making and stuff. His revenge would have been blinded again. Like nothing would have changed if he killed Liu Kang. So I feel like him not killing Liu Kang probably means that he's learned something. Like there's more than revenge. There's more than revenge. Or don't let revenge take over you and stuff. Yeah,
it's more because of the choice is very like pathetic. But if there was more stake to it, then it would have been more. Oh, it might
have been pathetic because it might have been like a pathetic Hail Mary pass, like what TrueUnderDawg was saying.
But now I'm just talking about Scorpion's like characteristic for that.
Yeah, I know, but that was the choice given. So yeah, by Shang Tsung.
I didn't like it.
I feel like that's for sure. It could have been better. It could have been a cool payoff. I think it would have been more interesting, sure, if like there had been some like if like they're kind of doing honestly, they're almost doing like that funny moral good story thing where the hero makes a choice and they get to have what they want anyway because they made the right choice and they did that, but in a weird dark kind of way because it's Scorpion. But yeah, it's not the best, but it's that trope.
I think it's like, hey, like revenge will drive you to ways to do things that you shouldn't be doing, versus killing an innocent man, and maybe who knows what else you're gonna do. Like you can still have like
from the audience perspective, yeah, I don't want him to kill Liu Kang, but for Scorpion's character, I don't buy the fact that he wouldn't just kill Liu Kang anyways. Like I don't feel like he's grown enough.
He killed an innocent man that he probably he probably feels unfulfilled.
Probably. Yeah. But I think that is important that we don't have, because the next time we see Scorpion after that is when he's killing Goro. I feel like if that was the intent, they probably should have had him reflecting a little on that beforehand.
It reflected more in Battle of the Realms, but not really in Scorpion's Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Battle of the Realms, he actually says like it'll eat you up, it'll make you do bad things, like like I killed an innocent man.
I can believe they had that stuff in Battle of the Realms already thought out when they were planning this. I can believe that there was all meant to.
Well, they were made at the same time, so that probably was like always like the big plan.
But then it's just that with this film in isolation, with this being the big climax, everything that this film leads up to, they should have done a little bit more with that. I think to make it.
I mean, maybe, but
when something here, and this isn't really related to like the debate, but I'm actually genuinely just curious about this. Scorpion killing Quan Chi, was that revenge?
Yeah.
Did you feel like that was revenge, or did you feel like that was for like the right thing to do, justice? I'm actually kind of curious about this. I'm pretty sure for us you disagree.
Well, both, yeah.
It became revenge when Quan Chi made the really dumb mistake to antagonize Scorpion and go keep a better fight than your wife and child did. I'm like, well, now it's definitely revenge motivated because you brought.
That's what I thought too.
The thing you did, which is called Scorpion's revenge. So I mean, that's the idea. You can have like an honorable revenge. It's not always a downside. He already did the great thing. He already saved the realm, so he's kind of allowed to indulge in the revenge at that point. It has no negative consequences to kill Quan Chi at that point.
Yeah, that's one of the things I didn't really like, because then why bother going throughout the whole entire movie telling Scorpion, revenge bad, but Quan Chi's okay because he's an asshole.
Because
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
I would have let him be angry the whole time, like a reverse Deadpool, where he's just like allowed to do bad things the whole movie. And
the movie clearly was like revenge bad. Liu Kang tells him, Raiden tells him.
But when Scorpion kills Quan Chi, he's able to be his own man. He's able to be free. He's not tied by Quan anymore. He starts out as he is in MK2. In MK2, he's a free man. He's a good guy now.
Actually, Brusk, because when I stated this in my review too, I was like, I don't really buy hero Scorpion because like throughout the movie,
well, he's not like a hero, but like he's like, he's not a hero, but he's like,
he kills every villain in the movie almost. Like everything he kills is a villain. I mean, of course, you disagree with the Lin Kuei part, but like
Black Dragon,
it does feel like he happened to kill everything that was like a bad guy.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, but like it's not like his intentions was I want to be the bad guy. I mean, I want to be the good guy. It was like I want to get my revenge.
It just happened to I kind of want to like.
That's how anti-heroes are, or at least some of them are, not all of them, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what, because like I know Scorpion's supposed to be like the anti-hero. You're supposed to find him like ambiguous, but everyone he killed in the movie was a bad guy. That's why I was like, yeah, he's totally. There's nothing weird about him being like such a nice and caring person towards Kuai Liang in Battle of the Realms, because he's just everything he did was good in Scorpion's Revenge.
So it would have been a bit better perhaps if like Bi-Han was more like his MK1 self trying to kill Shang Tsung, and then Scorpion killed him. Just like it's someone who is largely good that Scorpion is killed to really cement that he's done a bad thing, rather than it just it's fine because he killed another bad person.
Yeah, I didn't really feel the anti-hero of Scorpion like in the movie.
It's like
even if you argue the Lin Kuei were on the Earthrealm side, like I still didn't feel that way.
It's a bit like the Suicide Squad film, where it's like these are all bad guys here, bad people, but they never kill any good people. It's only bad people they kill because they pussied out of it. Like if you're going to do a story about the villain or someone who is like on the side of villainy, they should do bad things to good people, not bad things to bad people.
Sure, I mean, he definitely is a hero the whole time, I suppose. I don't think it's a detriment. I think it's what they planned. But yeah, no, I get you. It could have been a more rich and fulfilling story, but I think it was fine. I love it as a Mortal Kombat movie as a whole, and I love that it was animated. It entertained me the whole time. So overall, I still like it. I think these are fair points that it could always be better. But there's a lot of movies where I feel that way.
Yeah, but Hanzo's also never really been a bad guy either. Like Hanzo,
like he is though.
Well, I mean, he killed like was. Hanzo and Scorpion are the same thing. they're the same. Like
they are. I don't care what the MKX comic says.
Yeah,
they are the same.
Yeah, they're the same. Like like Scorpion killed like people like as a hitman or like as a hit ninja, whatever the fuck. Like he killed people like, and they were probably innocent, but he did it for money. He did it for his family and all that kind of stuff. But he's not like on the side of like Shao Kahn or anything like that. So like Scorpion's never really been a bad guy to begin with. So like him like not doing bad guy things is.
I mean, there are plenty of games that are like Shaolin monks and
but those are shit. But those are always like the shitty. Those are but we always agree those are the shitty versions of like like Scorpion. So.
I have to probably. How much longer do we got, boys? Because I wanted to kind of.
I think we can wrap this up. I was gonna say one thing because you stated like you thought Scorpion being a hero was fine. I kind of feel like it's.
He ends up being a hero. Yeah, he ends up being the hero, but like it's not like
it kind of is like forced into the story a bit, in my opinion, because like throughout the movie, it's kind of went with like the '95 movie. Yeah, and then Scorpion, even though he wanted to go on revenge, just all of a sudden like butts in at the end, kills Goro, does the whole thing, and becomes the hero. That setup felt kind of like we have to have him be the hero. That's why we're gonna put him in the end.
Well, because it's Scorpion's. Yeah, well, I mean, like, we can argue whether or not like Goro, you know, what.
And that's why in my video I stated before that I think they should either do the '95 movie again or just focus Scorpion. It did feel like Scorpion butted in because it's his movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like at this point when no one's going to change their minds on anything, but I think
I'm not trying. I'm not trying to do, but I'm trying to.
It's just fun to like talk about this. Yeah, see like what we stand.
I feel like we've all adequately made our points clear. I think we can at least understand each other's perspectives a bit more, which ultimately is kind of the ultimate objective of this whole thing, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly.
Each other, clarify some things that we may not have conveyed that well in the past. Like this movie should have tried to convey things a little better. But I think that's done a pretty good job with this, and I think that's a good point to wrap up. Unless anyone's got one last quick thing to mention, perhaps.
Honestly, I really did get like most of everything I wanted to mention. In the end, it's just we're chatting, we're just debating. Yeah. People in the comments could argue saying who's right or wrong, but like,
people in the chat were not even fucking saying anything. They were fucking talking about MK12, so fuck those motherfuckers.
I would say this. I want to be very clear about this. I have like a love-hate relationship with Scorpion's Revenge because, like, in the end of the day, like, I actually slowly like this movie as time goes on. Every time I make an MK video, I will always somehow find a way to compliment Scorpion's Revenge because there are things in it that they do right in comparison. Even the '95 movie against it. Oh shoot! What the frick? Why is this microphone keep falling?
Yeah, the more adaptations that come out, like the better stuff like Scorpion's Revenge looks, because like the newer stuff is just consistently worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. How?
Yeah.
How does this get worse every time?
And I'm not saying 5 out of 10 is a bad score. That's still
that's
not
average.
Below average.
That's
it's
average.
Not below average. I still think like it still has its good moments. And sometimes I will even doubt myself, being like, you know what? There's some pretty good stuff. Oh my gosh, there's some pretty good stuff in the movie. Like, why do I hate? Okay, I have my issues.
See, I watch a lot of animated movies, especially with DC. They keep pumping out so many animated movies, and sometimes they're winners, sometimes they're losers. And compared to a lot of those films, I do like Scorpion's Revenge.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say that.
Fair enough.
The baseline, and that's why I got so excited when I first watched it, because you showed that clip of me like infamously being like, oh my god, you guys, I think it's a 9 out of 10. Or do I say like a 10
9 out of 10? Yeah. Put you at the back.
And I do think it's a good movie still. I pretty much stand by that. Maybe it's like an 8 now or an 8.5. But the reason I was so excited is because I was kind of hoping, I don't know why I thought this would happen, but I was kind of hoping the WB would do the same trend with Mortal Kombat. And we would start getting like yearly Mortal Kombat movies, and they'd be like hit or miss, but still like I get a new movie like every year. Like with DC, they've had so many Batman films come out that I legit don't know which ones I've seen and which ones I haven't. Like one's called Son of Batman, one's called Batman versus Robin, one's called like Batman and Robin. I'm like, I don't know which one of these fucking animated films that I've seen or not, because they're all just similar
the
plot.
new Super Sons movie that's basically just the Teen Titans Justice League one again.
That's coming out, yeah.
I thought that would
looks like Young Justice, yeah.
Kombat. So Scorpion's Revenge gave me that hope in my head, so I liked it even more because I was like, yes, can I have a movie on this level or possibly better every year or 2 years? That'd be so sick. And I was really looking forward to it because that'd be awesome. There's so much lore.
Open 2022 provides us with a new one.
I mean, if they had done that, they probably would have been like the Battle of the Realms probably would have been better because it would have been cramming in all their ideas. They would have spread that out over like a 6-movie arc. So if they had done that,
perhaps,
they would have had a pretty decent movie series. But No, WB is just determined to kill this franchise for some reason.
Well, nobody trusts video game properties except for like Arcane. Like no one ever gives them like the chance. They're not gonna. Like, when's the last time they gave an entire series to like a game?
I'm curious. So, Bruce, you saw Arcane, right?
Well, they're coming out with Tekken, but I don't know how good that's gonna be. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. Tekken, that'd be sick. Yeah,
have you seen Arcane, Brusk?
No, I have not. No.
Oh, okay. So Snake and you have not seen it yet.
No. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about it. It's literally the best thing of 2021. It's so good. Yeah.
It's so fucking good. Like I'm not even like just saying that. I never played League of Legends, and I still think it's one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. It's really, really good, and it has no business being that good.
Anyway, Scorpion's Revenge. Scorpion's Revenge. Anyway, Scorpion's Revenge.
All right, closing statements. Let's try to make this pretty quick.
I'll go ahead.
Okay. I think this movie was great. I think it did more good things than bad. I tried to understand Sonic's points as much as I could. I still think he's interpreting things wrong, but there's nothing more that I can say. There's nothing more that I can say. I mean, I can't. There's just nothing that I can do. But I still think that this is probably on par with the '95 movie in terms of like starting points. Let me just end it on here. If you want to introduce a friend to Mortal Kombat, I would show them the '95 movie and this movie. That both of them, Scorpion's Revenge improves on the flaws of the '95 movie, while the '95 movie probably improves on the flaws of on Scorpion's Revenge. They kind of go hand in hand. So yes, those are the two. These are the two golden childs of Mortal Kombat in my view, and yes, fuck everybody else who thinks otherwise.
I'll be honest, by the way. I would like recommend my dad the '95 movie, and I would recommend like my anime friends this movie. I genuinely think they would like this movie with what it provides and stuff.
But yeah,
my dad would not like the. My dad's like too gory for him, I guess. Like, I wouldn't recommend that. What about you, cool hair dude dog?
He already said his own.
Said mine pretty much. So
I just want to point you out because I like that hair. Hairstyle is pretty cool. I basically don't mind too. I just wanted to. I kind of gave like the whole 5 out of 10 thing just then. Basically, the longer I think of it, the better it does get. I do like things in this movie. It's not like I hate. I don't really hate 2021 or Battle of the Realms, but it's not like I trash those super hard. There are genuinely things I do like about this movie. I still think it's just a 5 out of 10 for me.
Okay, I can live with a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'd say that the film is fine. I don't care for it, but I don't hate it the way I do the MK stuff that's come out since. I'd say it's probably the best MK thing to come out since at least MKX, maybe further back. Like I still don't really care for it, but it's fine, it's serviceable. And I think Brusk's idea of like I introduce someone to the '95 movie and this, perfectly fine, perfectly reasonable. It can show like different sides. Like one's a bit more, leans more into the campy, fun side of MK. One more into the dark and violent,
gory,
and can kind of be like, well, true MK is somewhere in between, and it's a bit of both at the same time. But so like show people both of those. Sure, that's fine. You can certainly do a lot worse to introduce someone to MK, like 2021,
Annihilation,
Legacy,
maybe the TV series.
There's a lot of bad MK out there, especially like since Warner Bros took over the franchise. This is one of the better things, admittedly. So yeah, you know, if you,
all right,
it's not a bad place to introduce someone to the franchise.
I'll give you a bit of a spoiler for my upcoming '95 movie.
Oh, no.
I have a point where I compliment Scorpion's Revenge, and I state like, because one of the things in the '95 movie people wanted was like the brutality and gore, and I state like I think after like time has gone by, this issue in the '95 movie has gone down a bit, and it's also because Scorpion's Revenge exists. So if you want the gore and brutal stuff, you have Scorpion's Revenge. And
True.
I'm like, and I kind of like make a joke being like, and that's the last time you ever hear me compliment Scorpion's Revenge in the video and stuff like that. But yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. 3 hours of discussion. That is it.
I love you all.
The whole way through, you get a good Google star.
It's over, yeah.
All right, Reptile doll.
This will probably be the point where I'm not going to end the stream, but this is the point where I end off in the video or something if I re-upload it or something like that.